Well, I'm getting a curious bit of analysis from the chat. I believe it's from, I'm not sure who they are. Average Jonas, something like that. He says, "My name is Hypok, and I'm a caster. I hope Alliance loses 13-0 so I can go to bed faster." Do you agree with that sentiment? We'll have to come back to that. Think on it for a second. So we have a garage pop coming out already. Don't quite have audio on this for myself. Did I mute it? I probably muted it, but it does seem as though they're taking a lot of space. As already Alliance have just sliced through garage, they're going to at least have a fair fight towards the site, and it's a good trade out effectively so far for Alliance. And it's down to Bonkar to do something. He does take one with him, but the site's all there. Spike can be recovered, and this should be a pretty good plant coming in for them.
One enemy remaining. Sorry, little mouse. Mouse.
Pace on these boys. So far, Alliance looking like they're having an exceptionally good start. 2 for free to begin with. Yassine and Leo go down, and I do want to keep my eyes on towards Leo. I think he's one of the prospects that's really caught my attention. But look at Hype. Straight through again. As I choke. It's all you.
Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
Okay, I'm back. I was actually dying. Apologies. But luckily, not too much has happened in this round. It's kind of been pretty much as expected. Those 2 initial kills kind of being the opening gateway to a very clean site take towards C. Couple that with Hype taking so much space and creating so many opportunities, it would be a fool's choice to go anywhere but. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm once again being joined by Lothar. Hypox ditched me.
Yeah, he had to go, I don't know, somewhere. But again, upstairs, we're going to try to help out a little bit with the coloring, you know, of the match. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay. So far, pretty good start for Alliance. Any other takeaways, really? I mean, it's super early to be kind of reading too much into this, so...
Yeah, I mean, only 2 rounds, right? And the pistol round was blazing fast. I didn't expect it, to be honest, that we'll be seeing such a fast C execute from Alliance, because so far in the history of matches that I have seen before, they were actually favoring A side on the pistol rounds with just a quick executes. Sorry, not quick execute, but like mid-game, mid-round executes with the bridge flashes and just taking slowly control of A short and A long. But that's not something we've seen this game, and that's actually pretty cool because that shows that they have a bigger playbook than what we just typically see when they choose a map, right? Now, in this round, we see a C split, maybe not exactly, only 1 player on long, but actually loses his life. Lucker already gone. That's a big loss for Alliance. No more flashes going onto the side. Now 4 people just try to cram into those double doors and go into the C side. And now Guild, how did they do? Will they fight for that C control or no, just play retake?
Draken's trying to find a bit of a deeper angle to play with potentially. You can see Safe now very aware that Alliance have been trying to sneak through towards Garage, but the adjustment mid-round looks like it's going to be either a B lane, which it's not, or heading over towards A, but we still have Bonkar posted up here, but he's not been able to be doing too much damage just yet. Going to fall away from the angle after receiving the information, spotting that cross being made. And already this A hit's going to be coming on through. Alliance aren't going to be slowing down, but Leo's made his way across as well. Guild have players here. This is not going to be an easy site take. They do have time to play with, and that's going to help. Bonkar with an untradeable fight. Now Leo does make up for it, and Yassine makes his way towards the site, so Alliance eventually losing 2. Spike yet to go down. Of course, that's on towards Sewer. Locked towards Short, and Safe on the cleanup. Lovely adjustment coming out from Guild.
No more charges left.
I loved what I have seen this round. You know, they stood their ground. They knew they have every advantage, right? If they will not allow Alliance to plant on that A side while they have 2 players, there was no reason to go back. There was no reason to play a retake. Go like try to change your positioning. Maybe go with one of the players from side to heaven. You just need to stand your ground, and you know that you have better equipment. So very good decision from Guild. I loved the confidence, but you cannot downplay the importance of that first blood, the opening kill on Lucker. He is crucial for Alliance success on executes, and not having him that round probably was the main reason why they lost it.
We do go back in, however. A 2-1 Alliance still leading this way. Luck is still alive, so hope is remaining. See what the plan is.
More of a default setup right now for Alliance. They're waiting out, but they take a fight. XMS with the duel. 3 people on C, but there was no trade follow-up. That's a little bit surprising. I'm not sure what to take out of this, because that was just like a maybe straight disrespectful, approach coming on from the Guild on that duel on long, because they won it last time, but when Lucker had inferior equipment. Kind of interesting to see, but now 4 players creeping out on A long, while Sova Firo trying to lurk on C, but he is getting caught by Yasin. Execute trying to be set up by Hype.
Oh, that's sick.
On short. That is awesome.
That's so sick.
That is awesome to see.
Leo's now in so much trouble. He's in no man's land, and HP's now dwindled. Luckily, Leo is pretty darn good, but Gata's better. Up and over they go. Incredible work. I loved what that did, just completely making short uncomfortable, unable to be held, I guess, cleanly. Now Safe's locked aside. It is still the 2v2, but XMS makes his appearance and Kata on the trade. Great round for Alliance, and this is really bringing out some of what I hope we see from XMS. I remember him in Counter-Strike many, many years ago on that MV roster. His kind of opening trade ability, he was a bit of an entry fragger in my mind, if I'm remembering correctly, and he was good at it. So if he can rekindle some of that, have that confidence in those fights to take them, it can work incredibly well. Already doing quite nicely in this series, of course, but I can't get past that little molly that got popped up and over towards short on A.
Yeah, that's something I really love seeing from many teams who play either Killjoy or Viper, because you can use, especially on Viper, Snakebite is just so cheap. You don't have to use it post plant. You can use it for executes to clear out corners, something that we're probably going to see also with Astra when she becomes available. But now, let's just focus on that C, because this is going fast, right? 5 people on C long. They will have to go for that smoke and try to get an execute. Pansy, hold my hand.
This is about to get pretty sketchy. Already Bonker's going to pop the ultimate. Got the trade out towards the side. Draken finds Lucker, but it's Bonker to finally connect that ultimate on the final go of things. But you can see this. They're putting everything into it, but Alliance out of nowhere making this still count. Fearoth finding success with that Sheriff, but you can see Bonker now in a 1v2 trying to work his way around. The timing could be just right on this. He gets a 1v1. How has he got away with that? Oh, the shoulder peek on the swing. Bonker outdoing Alliance. I did not see it.
This is one of the things that I was like one of my main complaints about Bonker, how he's playing in Guild, is the lack of confidence. Here, he was actually proving that he has a crucial spot in this lineup. With the inferior gun, right? Having a Spectre going out on that second kill with such confidence and such a wide peak. He heard the shots and then just wide peaked and got XMS by surprise. Really big confidence play playing from coming from Bonker, and I feel like that might give him wings. And because of that, maybe he will have a really great game. I'm looking forward to that.
Well, that's a win condition we didn't even consider, because normally Bonker is kind of middle of the road. He's not your high fragger. He's serviceable for sure, but he's not the man you'd be looking at this squad. You've got the likes of Yasin in there. You've got Leo out there who've been really, really kind of posting numbers. But if Bonker has a great series, that's a whole new element added to Guild potentially that could be a problem for Alliance. We're not there yet. It is still relatively early in this. It looks like we have got a little bit of a pause coming out. Back underway very quickly anyway, but the money's in a bad spot here for Alliance. I want to see what they decide to buy. It doesn't look too heavily invested. A couple of ghosts, maybe a frenzy or two, and just kind of working with what they've got.
Well, this looks like a mid push. Nothing really to touch upon when it comes to tactics. 5 people gathering in mid, trying to breach B. Something that we've seen on C before, and it was semi-successful. There's the flash, the initiator, the recon arrow clearing. A-link. Oh, attack through the smoke, if I'm not mistaken.
That is... I'm not sure if it actually landed. If it did, that's going to be huge information. They can't do much with it, though. Spike planted. Let's keep eyes on those post plants. That Omen could be essential. Working his way around from Garage if the timing's right. They still don't have the fight yet. Now they do. Smoke clears on the connector towards A. Guild start mopping up, but keep in mind, they do have the better weaponry, of course, on Guild to take these fights, maybe these deeper post plants, but now with that information being relayed, all of that surprise element is pretty much gone. Fearoth being pressured. Hype does have his ultimate, but I don't think it's the time to invest it. An Alliance down to just XMS, who'd have to pull off something insane, which he doesn't get the chance to do.
Yeah, when you think about Haven on attack, B side is one of the easiest to retake. So many angles that you can just come out of and clear the attackers that are just trying to hold the spike in its place. You have both A and C link, right? You have the mid. You can go through the window. You can go through the double doors. You can go through the entrance in front of double doors. There's so much stuff you have to cover, especially on ranked, right? I'm not even talking here about like an entire competitive tournament setup where everyone knows their place, but on ranked it's almost impossible to cover B. And you can imagine when you play against a proficient team in retakes, it's gonna be even harder because they will breach all those angles at the same time. A simple crossfire will not do it, especially with the amount of utility typically a team has for a retake. The next round, oh no!
That's the most
Draken with the
It's the most Draken thing that you get to see. He hits the nutty flicks, the like wild shots. A simple player crossing. No, not for him. But don't worry, he'll make up for it. I promise you. Keep your eyes on him. However, for now, we've got to be keeping our eyes mostly on Alliance. They've been making great waves, and that pick towards Garage is huge. A longer rotation, and look how much side control they've now garnered. Both the players who are playing on the connectors towards C and A have been taken away. So Spike Plant's pretty safe, and this retake's going to take some time and some work.
Well, 3 versus 3 setup. 2 players only on the side with no crossfire being basically set up. Sorry, 3 players on B side with no crossfire still set up. You can see everyone kind of aiming at a different one. I don't think Guild would even go for a retake. They take their time, right? If they don't get an initial kill, I feel like they're just gonna save this round. It's gonna be such a tough round. Especially, look at that Lucker. If there's any info on Guild that Lucker didn't use any single of his flash, and he obviously still has the ultimate, how do you want to retake that? The only upside of would be, oh, okay, we're gonna get the Rolling Thunder out of him so he doesn't use it on execute next round, but that's probably not worth it.
Ooh,
especially since, well, okay, that's a little bit worth, but not much. But hey, I heard I'm being tapped in the back. Attack team here coming in. Hyper going back.
Okay, Hypok, are you with
guys.
us? Oh, he's back.
My name is Hypok, and I'm a caster. If I fake sound issues, I can go to bed faster.
I bet no one heard that anyway, but it's it's a good one. Hopefully all is resolved. Lothar, once again, appreciate my stand-in
Thank you, lad.
podcaster.
The MVP. The MVP.
Truly. As said, hopefully all's well. Hypok, get it together, mate. Blimmin' egg.
Hello.
Alright, Draken might be presented a little bit of a trickier opportunity here. Again, that's when he seems to excel the most, when it's the unorthodox, the weird, and the wonderful. Is this the hype lineup that did cover off short? That's quite interesting, because again, this could make it trickier for Draken now if that does come through. He's got to invest a lot to get away from that, because look at Alliance pouncing. The pace is unfathomable at this point. Kata just going to send that through towards that CT side, secure it for now, and make that plant so much simpler.
Well, actually, it comes through. Actually, the response with the Rolling Thunder here, just to deny that plant. Actually going to swing out into hell. Hannah picks up 2, though. Bonkai, you've seen 4. Hype will find a kill into Leo with the Nano Swarm. Bacon finds 1 in response, but he'll now find themselves in a 2v3, and
They're off.
Lions immediately hit the rotate here. They're going to go towards C site.
They've got the numbers advantage if they wanted to. I saw that intention from Lucker there. If he'd lent towards Garage, he might have been able to catch the rotations, which would have been a very valuable position. Obviously, we know that he would have been in perfect spot for that, but he doesn't know the timing. They could have already moved and lent across. But for now, they will get the spike now planted.
Spike planted.
No worries with that. And the post plant, they'll have great time to set up for this. Guild are way off the mark now.
Yeah, and you can see already Fearoth posted all the way at the bottom along. He's ready with that Hunter's Fury. Safe, I guess, anticipating this. The alarm bot's there to protect him slightly. Fearoth is going to get the information before Safe can swing through fully onto his position. See, love this heads up. There you go. The alarm bot comes through. Gives it up. Fearoth wise to it as well. Nice setup here from Alliance using this utility just to secure Fearoth's position, making that Hunter's Fury even more valuable. Spike will tick away, and Guild a save 2. Oh, Draken just pulls away actually at the wrong time. He will still find it, but save 2 weapons nonetheless.
Okay.
No more charges left.
Good adjustment from Alliance. And sometimes it is hard to call those, okay, let's just back away and just hit the C site. You know, sometimes it is that at least we know what's in front of us towards A, and you've just got to hope there's not someone just lingering around at C, that they have the right information, they don't hit a quick rotate as well, because it gets trickier to obviously play into the site. But good adjustments from Alliance, quick thinking on their feet there, really garnering them a perfect opportunity to move forward. We do see Draken still with that op, and again, that could bode pretty well for now. It does again look like that C lean, though, coming out from the attacking side.
It looks like they might... Oh, I thought you'd seen potentially going to satchel down there, but this time around the flash and the fault line, just to... There's some forms of conditioning here down at the bottom of C long, just to keep Alliance honest.
You've seen. Careful now. What have utility shown? Smoke towards the top side C lane. And they're just going to burst through this, it looks like. Yeah, flash straight through. You can see Yassine actually unfazed. Now he gets flashed a little, but he comes out of it at the right time. And the split from XMS is the part that's the most valuable in this. Getting away with so much. Safe catches one on the cross, though, so still damage being done. Even though they're not fully fighting back in yet, they've given up the side control. XMS taking so much space to facilitate it. They managed to cross through Garage. Spike now to go down. And you can see the patience coming through until that plant was touched. And again, time to pop the ult, see if they can deny this.
Not landing any tags with that, though, so all three members of Alliance at full HP, and looks like they're actually poised for some post-plant aggression here against Swing 2. XMS finds Leo. Careful, though. Not sure why there wasn't a repeat there from Bonka. I could have potentially traded one of those out, but they make it a 3v3 nonetheless.
There was a little look on this retake. XMS's positioning is dirty. Timing's going to be a factor. He's going to be forced to fight. He actually gets away with it. That's massive work from XMS. Worth his weight in gold. He'll take that death. I think he was out of bullets in the mag regardless. But now these two are in a bit of a spot of bother. It's Lucker on the side that could have been in danger, but the double face towards CT, probably the best way to do it. And you know that Draken is a little hesitant to even try and make the play now, considering he's got that expensive op. The time has just dwindled away from him.
Yeah, and Draken going to try and hold on to long here. Gets one exit. Fearoth will fall. Lucker did escape through Garage, though, but looks like he might try and challenge to take the operator out of Draken's hands, but will once again save this one through, and Alliance go 6-3 up here on Haven. Taking a quick glance over, the Draken saving that one through, but elsewhere the economy kind of struggling. You see Safe going to throw a bucky to this. Yassine considering the Vandal. Yassine does have the showstopper, so, you know, potentially they could play around that if they do want to drop out, but like a Ghost, a couple of Spectres maybe. Scrappy nonetheless, but again, with that operator on, it's such a weight on the economy, you kind of want to convert this one.
Yeah, they do need to, otherwise... Oh, look at the pace on this. Kata's going straight for the fight towards A-Long. There's a lot of players down here, and they are going to be tucked in the corner. Leo's already gone. That's a problem. Now, does this check on it? You're seeing there is a player here at the back of that. Oh my god, XMS. Oh my god, I can't believe this. He's got one. He might be able to get a second as well. Killjoy's getting involved, and they still haven't cleared him. Oh, finally they get him down, but Yassine, they've lost so much of that time imperative take just to XMS being there.
And now, I mean, the two worst weapons to try and retake with is a Bucky and an operator in the hands of Safe and Draken. 4 players remain for Alliance here, and already set up. 2 on site, 1 sewers, 1 long. Spam coming through to try and force Draken off this angle. Really difficult here, Kata. The shutdown Safe, and it's this round all but concluded. Again, going to try and save this operator, but Lucker this time around going to shut him down. They take it off the board, finally.
Which... it won't feel nice for Guild, but I do feel at least then you can kind of play a more standardized round, a standard economy around it. Otherwise, you do get kind of put in the hole every time you have what you want to force around it, right? Every time you save that, you want to try and get some rifles out with it or whatever you can, because you've got a chance. There's always a chance, but Draken being the Omen, it does get a little trickier to be the instigator. I feel like if you've got a Jet on the op, you've got more of a chance to be super fluid on where you're going to be taking those aggressive fights, potentially. Regardless, we are now into the 7-3 Alliance, putting up a really good performance, I've got to say. I've liked what they've been doing. And Guild aren't a pushover by any means. This has been a really good approach and a fast play down towards Garage. Very bursty. Kind of wants to send that as soon as he gets the opportunity to. A sound cue would do, and that's more than enough.
Oh, no.
Yassine gives it away for free, and Hype just on the swing finds Leo. Leo's been shut down in this game a great deal. He's been struggling to find form. The flash is good, but wait, that's a spike now coming through. That's a problem. There's a defendable line in this, and the spike being committed over the line
No way.
is the death of them. Great work on the site, but I cannot believe they allowed that to happen.
So it's so unfortunate. Yassine actually catches the breach flash, and that makes him very visible inside that paranoia to die to that showstopper. But Draken and Safe just flipping that round on his head there.
I mean, luck
I
after
thought after
spike.
the, I thought on that second flash behind default though, they were easily going to be able to clean that, but those angles complementing each other perfectly. What a turnaround.
A little bit of a fumble in my eyes. I don't mind anyone else doing it. If you have the spike though and you cross over to the uncharted territory where players probably are, you're leaving in a problem where you have to keep committing now. You can't even try and play the spike. You're stuck in that situation. Again, though, Alliance are working with new pieces to the puzzle. They've got new players working out the communication, their identity, everything. For now, a mid take does start to build. XMS just, again, spike for free, thank you very much. There is still a threat here, though, as the trade did come out towards safe, so that's opened up the avenue from C as a potential rotation point.
Spike stuck on site now, really. It swings back towards Alliance, have to make the play here, clear out some of this space through C-Link. You can see Lucka trying to explore that through window, but they could sit back. They could just wait for Alliance to get desperate here. 50 seconds still left, so lots of time to work with, but nobody really pushing together right now. It's going to be a few 1v1s coming through. Yassine going to win the first, Kada will fall. This leaves Lucka and Hype now.
I'm still alive, but to what use? These flashes are just eating them.
30 seconds
You
left.
still have that player in the deeper angle as well. Draken tries to get a little curious, but he's already been found by the turret, so he's going to lose a little bit of that potency. But they know roughly where people are, but it's Yassine who did have the angle that was being baited in on. Very well played, and Guild maintained composure.
Switching
I like
sides.
it. Again, that we always talk about B site here on Haven being one of those things, you throw a couple of early rounds at it, maybe an eco round, maybe a scrappy purchase round, but right there, Yassine playing on top of the box. It's usually very unexpected, right? And right there, you see XMS just instantly, they go for a flash onto site. XMS tries to TP onto default and get that plant, then retreat, right? They're going to prioritize mid presence and holding on to that mid. Play lots of utility in the post plant, but again, just one man, Yassine able to shut that down. Closing out the half 7-5. Big Guild. Pretty strong outside A lobby right now and 2 over towards C long, so expecting to make a play for this orb. But C site is open right now, Lauren.
Interesting approach, this mid stack, whether it be a read or just the intonation of aggression being shown, but a big rotation towards A off the back of a little bit of a sound cue and a touch of presence being built up. Now, you've got the late play coming out from the Omen towards C to just kind of maybe a little bit of a glimpse in more than anything, and of course that being XMS for the Alliance side. I'm just watching Guild as to what they're up to here, maybe looking for any aggressive plays, trying to catch anyone getting a little bit overzealous in the peaks.
Very, very slow look. I guess actually this is on the back of not really much information garnered in the early round. Bonkar now going to drone through Garage. A little sound cue over to XMS. He's got to back away and try not to reveal his position, but Yassine's still in sewers here, and actually it's going to be a double swing from Alliance. Try and flush him out of there.
This is just a read that Alliance go for fact-finding missions. It's helped that Safe just walked on the site and battered too, but that play really looked like they wanted to punish rotations and fact-finding, which it worked perfectly.
It really, and at that point it becomes a stalemate, and I guess Alliance getting a little antsy on defense there. And I mean, the right decision, right? I mean, if they find the kill onto Yassine cleanly there, they can maybe recover off of that. We don't approve of this behavior. Do not approve of this behavior, Eddie.
No, we do not allow teabagging here. It is, it's filth. And it upsets me.
Pixelate that to the broadcast. Actually.
Please, if you don't mind. Just a filter on or something. I feel sickened. But we do have the cleanest of ecos, so no worries.
And another heavy stack actually from Alliance. Look at this.
You might as well, mightn't you?
This is another scenario out of you know, we talk about B site right here. They're expecting just the fast hit come through, try and convert the SMGs, and Alliance don't want to allow that. Big gap on A site though, and that's going to be very difficult to retake if they give up this control. You can see them now creeping as 4 through A link.
Cover going out.
And actually, XMS showing himself elsewhere on the map might actually make Guild think that it's a stack elsewhere.
Yeah, the thing is that Safe's probably going to farm a good few here. He does.
One enemy remaining.
Again, no armor, no upgrades. You're just trying to find cheeky kills whenever you can. XMS now left in a 1v4. A fair crack of damage done. 46 HP, 50 HP. He could do some work to this. Trying to utilize those smokes well. Gets a 1v1, but you're seen. Happy to handle him. And now we've got the scoreline looking pretty robust, actually. Guild bounding back in the second half, equalizing pretty well. And the money will be... I mean, they've got the bonus round this time, but their money's going to be building. So this should be the answer back from Alliance. This is their best opportunity to date.
Yeah, and 4 survive, and obviously with the damage done, like you said, they're going to have to reinvest in those armors, so... Look at it, actually, yeah, 2,400, the lowest on safe. Bonkar going to carry a light armor and a ghost into this one. Yeah, actually, if they try a quick hit here to try and convert these weapons or not. Yeah, actually, yeah. Lots of movement towards Garage and C long here from Guild, and there's only one man on C site. Nobody in Garage for Alliance. It's going to be wide open for them.
Yeah, they can walk onto this. Don't even need the utility to do so. Lucker's just going to spam away, finds little connection for it. And Spike to be planted. This is going to be a full 5v5 post plant. And yeah, no contest at all. Great read from Guild in this one. Leo going to be trying to catch middle, but he doesn't. He gets the info for it, but Hype still finds the kill. So that opens up the next layer of this. Kata's going to be in a great position. He might have to stick this one out. Yeah, avoiding most of those paint shells there is probably the right choice. And Alliance putting all those big boy rifles to work.
Bracken, nothing but a bulldog in hand. Aftershock going to clear him out. He does find the first, but Hype will swing on. Just a numbers advantage. Too much for him to deal with there. Alliance will prevent Guild from building any more momentum with the economy. So I guess 1 round in hand, actually. Think about it, down to 2,400. We'll take a quick look at it now. They're going to be... Actually, no, it's not. It's worse off than I thought, to be honest.
Does that play back around? Hype doing really well there, actually. The double kind of work towards Garage, and even the consideration to turn around and ensure safety from the likes of Bonkar, which he did quite swiftly. And the closeout towards the final. So Hype having a great round, just kind of keeping safety in Alliance's mind. 8-7. That was the bonus round for Guild, though. So, as expected, but, you know, pretty clean fashion considering the site was open. Very unorthodox positioning coming in. Bonkar has just received a boatload of damage, and I don't know where from.
They're up to 14 HP within the first 10 seconds of the round already. Fearoth. And then a few warning shots through the dark cover into A lobby. Is lucky. Yeah, Bonkar was actually one of the ones up on the flower bed there. He could have got caught back on that cross. Again, a different defensive look altogether from Alliance. Double C site stack, 1 outside Garage. The alarm bot covering B site entry. See, Hype actually playing in Link to keep the turret active on A site also. I'm going to prioritize the C hold. Drone gets dealt with, but the smokes come through. I think Guild might try sneak their way in here. Yassine gets pretty deep already. Ada was holding that, but Yassine comes out on top here. I don't think they're going to anticipate another 2 on site though. Lucker down very low HP, so it kind of falls onto XMS to do the damage here.
Just trying to see where they're taking this, because look what that spike is. But look also at the time, they've got 20 seconds to land this. If anything goes astray, they're in trouble, but they do have a clear site take for now. That's not going to help matters. They've lost their mid lurk. Safe's now gone down, so they've got to know there was something afoot. If this gets denied, That could have been a problem. It's not going to, but this will clear outside or force the fight, one of the two. Alliance looking for their way back in. You're seeing getting aggressive, but it's XMS on the cleanup duty. That's two for him. Fearoth with another. And Guild look lost in that.
They did Alliance. I mean, that's set up. I didn't even spot the lockdown, to be honest with you, but that was the reason for such a deep hold on A. Like I said, alarm bot covering B, the turret on site, which allows them to completely lean elsewhere on the map. Guild not liking what they saw, I guess, on that C split. Maybe we were shown a little too much, but I mean, it plays right into Alliance's hand. The lockdown put down, like you said, when the clock's running down in that scenario, the lockdown ultimate just adds so much pressure in that scenario, and they opt to try and retake A link very aggressively, but it falls apart for them at the seams.
I've got to say, sadly, it does seem as though sarcasm has been lost on the way to Twitch chat there. They believed we were serious about the teabagging scenario, and once again, I'd like to double down and say we will be reporting that spray in spawn. So.
And I will be taking names from chat.
We will be. We'll be finding the accounts, connected. Oh, God bless them. Into this, though, the reason that we can take a second to talk a load of nonsense is because we are seeing a lighter purchase. Draken is the kind of only person who has the upgraded rifle in this one, so at least he can do a bit more damage. It looks like he wanted to lead the way towards B for a second there, but heals away now. No early opportunities, a couple of shots here and there, a bit of peacocking more than anything through the smokes, but as it stands, another slow round coming in for the attack inside.
You're going to try and reset back over towards A lobby. A similar look, to be honest with you, a Cadder up in heaven, but very deep hold on A, and actually he's creeping away. This might leave it open once again for Guild to slip in, but now they're not seeing any pressure over towards Garage or C. I'm anticipating Alliance are going to have a beat on this. Yeah, you can see as soon as these warning shots go towards Heaven, Alliance going to hit the rotate. This time around.
Good work.
Yeah, Hunter's Fury and Showstopper to try and stop this. And look at the clock. Yeah, this is running down perfectly for them.
10 seconds left.
9 seconds and going for the plant now. If there's anything else to disrupt it, doesn't look like it. Spike is planted into the post-plant 4v4. You're still with that ult, wants to find a way to use this. This could be the way to go for it. Up and over, sends it! XMS playing catch in all the wrong ways. And now the 4v3 is Alliance feeling probably a little bitter about that one. Still 2 players on the side. Keep in mind, these are lesser weapons as well with Guild. They are working with less, but Draken still there with that rifle locked and loaded, and you're seeing looking just as comfortable.
Wow.
Great play from Guild that round.
Really, really nice. And again, just as soon as that Showstopper gets popped, Alliance have to respect it. They have to back off. They can't force their way into that choke point coming out of spawn. Actually, you're seeing Ops to Satchel up on top of it. This is one of the most tilting ways to die to a Showstopper there. XMS is so deep inside Heaven. But what a cleanup. Draken, like you said, the only one that carried the weapon into that. He's playing deep on long, playing distance there to make the most of that. Leaves the rest of Guild to play very close contact elsewhere.
Okay, it does look like we have a bit of a technical, if I'm not mistaken, coming through, so it does mean you get to hang out with us for a little bit longer. Hopefully not as long as the NA lobby's trying to start their games, but, you know, a pause nonetheless. But let's kind of take stock here, because I think we are seeing a close game between these two. I think it's actually been a pretty good showing from both sides within, you know, their certain areas. And again, with the caveat of Alliance being a work in progress, just adding XMS recently, all of these kind of factors. And then for Guild, a team on the rise who've been impressing us, but we still have to keep seeing them proving this. So again, it's quite hard to condense who's really leading in this scenario.
Yeah, I mean, I talked about there being a little bit of an allowance period for XMS stepping into this. Again, you've still got to consider the lifespan of Alliance as a whole. You know, that team kind of exploded into the scene, right? As soon as that roster formed, they had a fantastic run through. But now with a new player to throw in the mix there, I'm already liking what I see, I'll be honest. There's obviously lots of structure behind this team, and that goes without saying. And it shows in game. But I come back to what I said before the series started, right? It depends what... Well, actually, chat didn't hear me, but I'll double down now. You know, it depends what Guild we see on the day, right? They've been so hot and cold over the last 3 or 4 months, and we've seen such high highs. but very low lows as well, Lauren.
9-8, we are back underway. Thank you for your patience. And we'll be having a little look as to what we get treated to this round. Guild, quite the unorthodox style, and we are seeing an interesting approach, kind of slower, patient pieces. Some very late in the day hits. I mean, they've been planting with sub 10 seconds on the board. And again, quite hefty stacks as well coming out. Early ultimate pop, this could be a problem. Hype to be just forced to fight. They want to win one of these two approaches, short or long, and they kind of win both. Hype just leading the way, absolutely fragging out already, leaving a 4v3, and Guild have 0 progress now.
Stop them in their tracks, actually. Draken elsewhere trying to explore a little bit of an opening towards Garage. Cadder might touch timing here. Will land the first headshot. That's spiked down. Actually, expect Draken to now counterbalance that pressure elsewhere. He's going to get an open 1v1 with XMS, but he will lose out there. Leo, the last man standing, spike in hand. Try and creep his way onto B, but Alliance, all they're going to do, I mean, wait out the spike plant. They can give it up to him.
30 seconds left.
Be very difficult for Leo to get anything else done in this round.
Yeah, with the buddy system in action, it's very hard to find an individual 1v1 and kind of dice this up into more manageable pieces. You don't get that advantage. Leo now trying to find that, but already not feeling so hot about it because he's been noted by all Surround and Hype again. I've got to give credit to Hype. He's been having a great series, but great value on those initial kills, and I love the initiative and prerogative to take that fight towards A long. It was a great idea from him after that pressure came towards Sewer. He knew they had to take back some map territory, and that was the perfect way to do it.
Deleted.
Was indeed. It's unfortunate. I mean, really, if Draken can find that opening, there's a chance Guild can recover, but there's Cadder catching some really nice timing. And again, as soon as the information goes over, it's the spike. You see XMS try and pull away or open that opportunity.
Take flight.
And to come back into this a little confused about the buy here. Actually, yeah, I'm seeing it now. There's 4 rifles, but a quick hit actually from Guild on towards, and there's bodies from Alliance on C site here to stop this.
To see the impact this TP potentially has. Draken gets noted, sent packing, can't do as much as he'd like with it, and again, I'm keeping my eyes on the spike because the late in the round hits are just keeping these rotations super fluid. Safe's in a little bit of trouble, but no one there to really put him out of the newfound misery, and I'm looking at Draken finding
again.
Space, and I'm looking at that spike now moving its way back around towards C. He kind of needed to win that fight. You can see them now. I'm waiting for a kill to come in. They've been spreading the defensive side thin, but they haven't been able to capitalize on any of these rotations or players being out of place, which seems to be the most logical instance of what you want to try and achieve here. However, Spike again, where is it going? Back towards A now.
Well, yeah, Safe has sat on A site the entire time. He's been spamming his spy cam to give that audio cue away to XMS. Actually, Leo going to catch Hype, and I think that's going to give away all the clues they need. Draken again lurking outside Garage. Alliance have got to be wondering what the hell is going on, but the spike plant, audio cue going to give the information away now. Actually, a straight up 4v4 in the post plant here, but players staggered across the map here.
Off your feet!
The investment coming out. Safe, though, going to find Cadder in the meantime. Spike continuing to tick.
Hiding.
Okay, information now free-flowing. They still need to start going on these kills. Safe is still here, and he is patrolling. He is controlling this approach. Leo looking for a way forward, but it's Safe to greet them at the door. That's a 1-for-1 trade, not bad. Numbers beginning to favor Guild, but the time. Got to keep your eyes on this now. That becomes a huge element. XMS can do something, but not enough. Leo finds him in the end, and this game is just going back and forth now.
This Guild clawing back once again. Brings it within a 1-round difference now, and eyes toward Alliance. Their economy, Lucka, anyone that's really struggling. Not sure if we're going to see somebody drop out. Maybe drop onto a light armor. Actually, even if Hype does, to be honest with you, you've got to prioritize the utility there on defense for Killjoy for sure. So Lucka going to bring a Bucky back into this one. Again, I'm loving the variance to Alliance's defensive setup here.
I mean, they've been taken on a tour around this map, considering the way that Guild are approaching this. They better be kind of quick on their toes here. XMS wants in, though. Oh, that's great work from him, just threading the needle. And look at this aggression elsewhere on the map, coupled with Fearoth pushing up towards A long. And you can just see the damage that's been done. That is how you pick apart a default, and then some. It takes some darn skill at that. And now the swing from the left side would be wonderful if that comes out. It does. Great work from Hype. All the attention towards Fearoth, and Hype trades in effectively. And now Leo left in a 1v3.
The timing on that pinch on both sides of the map there, the A-Long and Garage pinch, beautifully timed. And they find value on both ends of it, Lauren. Right there, I mean, Guild are scrambling to return one of those kills, trade one of those kills out. But like you said, they're spread so thin on the default, they haven't got the bodies to throw at it. And right there, I mean, it's even if you do get the trade, you don't really garner any control for it.
We're going to get a spike plan out of this. And Alliance, you kind of just have to leave them to this, right? We know the Guild will be everywhere around the map. Spike will be going down on C, and I want to see the utility kit. There's a little bit of utility with Leo that he could put into play, but he does get room to work. He doesn't know how much room. Could have potentially gone, on the garage swing, maybe, but just has a little peek towards that CT side. All three players playing as a pack. This will have to be something sublime. Not going to get it. Hype, way too clutch this game so far. That should be 11 on the board now. Guild starting to, it is back and forth, but Alliance, they do have that little bit of a buffer now. And map point will begin to loom over Guild here.
Yeah, the pressure mounts. And to be honest, I mean, the way Alliance are playing this is fantastic. Even the rounds Guild are kind of squeezing out. It's on the back of, somebody you're seeing popping that ult off, for example. Them safe on that really, really delayed lurk on A site. They're not really looking convincing. Time around, Alliance once again showing a different look. They have the lockdown, Hunter's Fury, and the Rolling Thunder at their disposal.
Have we seen Kata on Op yet?
Don't think so, no.
Okay. Well, as I said, this could be quite interesting, because I wonder if Kata's as, I guess, versatile with the way he wants to play this, or just simply post up on C and lock it out. It works either way. I do love seeing proactive oppers on the defensive side, just kind of showing presence wherever they go, but no opportunities being presented early on. As you can see, this default the Guild hold, and they're not afraid to play late. We are super aware of that by now. These guys will take their time as long as they want, kind of run the clock down, see if they can expend some of that utility from the defensive side, and once done so, substantially easier to make these site hits and pulling those rotations, hoping they get a better shot at taking site control. But for now, it actually looks like a mid build coming out here. That's interesting, and considering we've got XMS and a turret, both towards B at the moment, Yassine's going to be... Actually, he comes out better than XMS in that. Yeah. I kind of expected it the other way around, but XMS taking a bit more of a dangerous angle on it. But look at this burst potential from Guild. Zero hesitation, flooding in towards the site, and now it's under control.
And the problem comes, Kata in a position where they've got to retake with that operator. Not sure if he's able to get to a body and swap out, but Fearoth going to solo challenge in from A-Link here. Bonkar waiting with a Spectre close by. Yeah, how they're going to find a consolation kill. Here already you're seeing going to come hunting down A-Long. Whether or not he's gifted another exit frag, wait and see. Managed to actually slip in away from all of them. They're still hunted to, I mean, as soon as Yassine doesn't find him on A here, they're going to have a decent idea he's reset back to spawn.
The audio cue on the right, Draken on the left. Sadly, no escape. And as said, these answers are coming in, and as soon as it feels like Alliance might, string a couple together, there is a quick reply. So, this game, both teams now achieving double digits, of course. Now, the economy is in a bad spot for Alliance in this round, though. They could have, Lucka could have bought, maybe XMS could have gotten something a little bit going on, but this is going to be Sheriffs, maybe the Bucky coming out. And Guild should technically win this round, considering the full purchase they now have. But where do they put themselves here? Because, as said, you've got to feel out for those stacks. You've got to be worried about these kind of aggressive plays. It's a 5-play towards A right now for Alliance. They are super invested into this.
Cage triggered.
Oh, indeed, as actually elsewhere, Guild not really put out any feelers. I'm looking specifically About Bunker, I mean, the recon bolt was destroyed. You can see them now kind of leaning away from it. Safe going to find a little bit of pressure. And on the back of this, you can see now. Swing all the way onto C site, and it's wide open. They're still very hesitant to come on, though. Kata will find that once Safe falls.
It's a gun. Do they have any armor at all? This Kata has light, so
Yeah.
whether or not you want to try and spread the wealth, I guess, is something. But still, Guild have the spike down. They have all the information needed. It's a 3-2 split on the retake. 2 down long, 3 through Garage. You're seeing now joining Fear off, but Leo's already found Lucker, so that avenue of approach gets cut down, and you can see Guild just kind of building this wall, not really allowing much step towards this retake by any means.
Yeah. Rolling Thunder, I mean, we'll talk about that afterwards as you're seeing a clean up Kata here. XMS and Hype. Just going to try and play exits. They're going to die out to the spike here. Don't panic, chat. Do not panic.
Panic, panic.
Oh my god, they're going to die to the spike.
Player standing.
Or Leo, apparently. Just feed the beast. Alright, Guild are back. All fair, all square, all even. And now we start getting into the, you know, sweaty palm area. This is where things get a little bit more
Well,
dangerous for both sides, you've got to feel.
I do want to just come back to that Rolling Thunder. Leo throwing that out into Garage there, I guess anticipating, you know, the majority of Alliance to be positioned there. But right there, a lesser purchase. And this time around, again, Alliance buy back into this. They have the Showstopper and the Hunter's Fury, but I can't help but feel the Rolling Thunder was a little bit of an overinvestment there, especially with this scoreline, right? It's a massive ultimate to invest effectively in trash time, right? Post plant, and there's not a huge disadvantage to you. They still had long control. I feel like they could have reset there. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see if it is a factor, but coming into this, speaking of ultimates, everything in the arsenal for Alliance except for XMS. He's only one away.
Okay. Alliance, you've got to kind of put the foot down here, because Guild are building back. They're going to have that little bit of momentum building with them, starting to feel themselves. Already kind of taking that mid control, a little bit of a quicker pace. Now, last time XMS got outdone here, but we do have a different player. The flash could have been... The timing was a bit off, but it's Lucker to save. As you're seeing, does go down on the other side of things. So they've lost a bit of that initial punch, and this bit of a scrap in middle has drawn 3 players here from the defending side. Now, you can see the adjustment from the attacking side to go towards Garage, but Draken finding Lucker. Again, maybe a little excessive on these peaks, but they want in. Kata finds Draken, and now you can see the quick swing from Leo. This is a bloodied battle in middle. Both teams digging in their heels. They don't want to give this up, but it does leave it in a 3v2 in favor of Alliance. They still have presence on B. They've got a deep play towards A. Going to probably play retake on that if they have to. You can see already
I like
safe.
that there.
Yeah, just biding his time.
Yeah, didn't peek onto the recon bolt and didn't shoot it either. Now, that's obviously the 2 ways that you can get that information with Sova: if somebody pops the recon bolt or is pinged by it. Now, though, Fearoth, you get another one back in 10 seconds. Still has 2 shock darts. They have the lockdown and Hype positioned here, so this is going to be difficult. Bonkar does have the Hunter's Fury to counter.
Oh, the swing. This has to be big from Bonkar. It's a 1v3. He's only got so much time to do as much as he can. Already going to get this towards halfway. They're just going to sit this. Bonkar tries to deny, but it does absolutely nothing. Diffuse comes in. Alliance get to map point.
Match point.
Yeah, and really, I mean, that one could have gone either way. Safe just unfortunately doesn't pick up that first kill. I feel like if he gets the first, potentially, you know, makes Alliance hesitate and maybe wait out the lockdown to run the clock down. I hate the fact I just said that out loud, but I'm going to stop talking now.
Got it. 11 to 12. It's eyes towards Guild. It's the last shot of this one. I'm looking at Fearoth too here. What is your plan? Already your scene's just going to fly through, take sewer control. Mid-aggression coming out from Alliance as well. This is bold play. You've got XMS probably in Garage. You've got the 2 players coming up through middle. They're in towards window. And look how much room Yassine has gotten. They were going for a C play. But now as soon as they swing back around, there could have been problems. No, Leo! He bails them out. Imagine what could have happened. That was a disaster in the making, but Leo so conscious to still check on the play that could have come out through middle. And they're doubling down on this. 2 more players are walking mid-window. Guild are probably left baffled by this sort of play. Must have heard a sound cue, but Bonker's waiting. He has to get at least a frag out of this. He's surely postured for one. He decides to go on the first. He could have waited, been patient, but no. He wanted that kill on XMS. Now Feroth catching the cross, though. That spike now lost. That's a problem. Now he's looking for the fight towards the back of Garage. He gets it on Draken. And now the 2v2. Feroth is doing heavy work here. Can he get the info? Yes, he can. Okay, one more on site, but where's that last? Yassine still trying to work his way around, thread the needle. Feroth wants this fight. Lucker now trying to clear up long. They've got to know he's behind him. He's got to know there's a problem. There's still going to be an issue now. It's all going to come down to Lucker in a 1v2. Oh, he gives it up. And Guild make it on towards going to OT.
Switching sides.
Wow. What a round there. Again, just the domino effect. I love the initial aggression. I actually love the fact that Alliance doubled down on it, but on the flip side, Guild anticipate further aggression from Alliance. Feroth almost flipping that round on his head.
I just wish that final decision, you know, the kind of process of elimination, he had his own player coming up long. If they could have worked out just where Yassine was, even, you know, just a little bit of that, it could have done them wonders. But again,
yeah.
Credit to Yassine, though, for finding that space.
Absolutely. I mean, at the same time, Lucker maybe, I guess, I don't want to say a little misuse of the Rolling Thunder, but wait out the plant there. If they could play it any safer. Feroth's obviously in a one-and-done spot. He needs to make something happen from there. So it's an unfortunate circumstance. A little warning flash sent out to Garage. Not sure if actually Team get it back away from swinging on that, but Alliance as 4 are about to walk onto an open B site. The Aldrone gonna give away the position. Actually, Leo still found that kill onto XMS. I'm not sure if that was mid TP or what, but it's caught up in the middle of it, and they will lose one for it.
Well, Kata, the angle could have been so good, but he's just catching a flash at the same time as Safe. He's outnumbered. Lonkus found Lucker. How is he still alive? How is he still alive? Finally, Kata goes down. It's Draken bailing them out of that. And now Feroth and Hype have to do something huge in this, and they're going to have no shot at it. Hype now on 30 HP. He's got 4 players to find. Diffuse is being sacked. Guild coming online when it matters. First round on the board in OT now. They've got to get 2 to complete it and move to map 2 with the advantage.
Match point.
Again, just so back and forth. So back and forth, this map. Guild now on the brink, closing it out. See, once again, a slight variation this time around to defensive setup, but C site wide open. Not sure if Hype is going to reset over that direction after setting his utility up. You can see the turret on B site. It's going to spot the walkout here and the alarm bot in Garage. Back up XMS.
It's brazen. Look at this from Draken, though. There's no one here. Yeah, there's a quick swing from Garage, but absolutely no one playing C. Be a good start. Smoke giving away the intention, but they still can't get there by the time they take sight.
It's wide open. I don't know if this is Guild just having like the best RNG ever, but they're finding these gaps after no pressure whatsoever, and they punish it every single time. They're walking onto open sites. A 5v5 post plant here, Lauren.
I don't know if I can call a wide open site a gap. That is just a chasm at this point. Alliance probably a little frustrated at this point, kind of staring down the barrel of the gun, and they got to play this back in. Keep in mind, there's gonna be a lot of utility still left with Guild. The late flank almost happened. Hype able to make 2 out of that. The trades come out effectively, and now the 1v1 Canner against Leo, and Alliance just about stay alive.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you there. It's difficult, really, to spot what what's swaying the decision there. What's leading them into these setups? Again, I've credited them for showing variance, and right there, I mean, when a team is switching up this much on defense, it makes it so difficult to attack against. You basically have to, you know, take every round as a blank canvas, right? You have to look for that early round utility use, find some sound cues, explore parts of the map. But once again, I mean, fantastic retake. I mean, it comes down just literally in synchronous, those trades back and forth. It comes down to the 1v1, but really, really strange to see that once again.
It is a little curious. I'm going to be very honest with that. However, Alliance stabilize. Maybe the retake just more favorable for them. Maybe they feel that's a better option, who knows. For now, Alliance do take their way through towards Garage. They get that control. They have the one play split towards Long, and Kata just beheads Draken with absolutely no chance of reply. Safe's in trouble. He's all alone, isolated, can't make it away, blinded, just baffled, and Kata is just adding insult to injury now. Still going off, still fighting, refusing to lose. Alliance putting up numbers when they need him most.
Bonkar finds himself in a 1v5. The showstopper going to keep him honest for the time being. Utility to play with, but not an awful lot of space as Alliance come through to try and close this out. XMS will fall. The fault line in response going to slow down Bonkar even further.
Deploying drone.
Yeah, another peek comes through. Close actually with a wallbang, but Kata cleans it up. 4K on the round for him. And they respond back in convincing fashion, Lauren.
Switching sides.
I mean, Kata did, sure. Just wild. Like, the beheading of Draken, that's one. Flies in. He gets a, not necessarily a freebie, like, look at this flash. That was just great timing on it.
That's perfect.
And then this is just filth. Puts down an 8. Good work. Okay, let me just adjust real quick. Bye. Like, that's impeccable play. I'm thoroughly impressed with Kata in that. Now, coming in, Alliance will be on map point, essentially. They need to double down, though.
They do, and now, I mean, Guild on the back foot. We'll see if we see a slower approach this time around. Speaking of slower approaches, XMS already pretty deep on C Long. Draken taking a little bit of damage. Kept honest for the time being.
He's walking the smoke. He's about to walk
walking
the
it.
smoke. Oh, look, I know the NA audience
find-
is waking up. You don't need to start doing NA plays, walking those smokes like an absolute criminal. Already gets one big info found too. That's not bad considering they've been kind of playing behind the 8 ball on that. But Guild continue to build here. They do have a late lurk towards middle in the form of Safe, kind of just trying to keep that territory safe. I hate myself too, don't worry. But he has actually found Kata. Now that's huge, and he's even expecting the pressure on A Long. This is a really big bit of play from your lurker here. Just ensuring safety, making sure that no one's going to come on that flank. The timing. Lurker can clear this, but a lot of this pressure comes down to Fearoth over towards C Long. Even if they do manage to find Safe, they still have that 3-play hit up C Long.
Doing. I like the fact that Alliance are exploring elsewhere on the map after that initial pressure shown. Lucka does clean up
30
Safe
seconds left.
in mid. Fearoth, actually, yeah, the pivot is fantastic. As soon as that pressure comes through, Guild explode onto C site. One by one, pick them apart. Guild will tie it up once again.
Switching sides. Overtime.
Back to a full reset. I guess a safe pair of hands is not enough for Guild there, Lauren.
No, and I'm glad the first map was nice, or match was nice and quick, because I feel like we're going to get this a lot. This is map 1. So, buckle yourself in. It's a nice warm-up to, 100 Thieves Sentinels later. Just a nice little, appetizer. Certainly a good game as well from Kata. Hype, impressing your scene, and Safe having a really good performance too. The way they're approaching it has been fantastic. However, we dive back in with Alliance on the attacking side, and Guild on the defensive side. Now, you're seeing looking like he's going to be the first one put to... Oh, the timing on that! Really harsh to handle, and Kata again going to continue where he left off with just simple excellence. Safe trying to actually stay unchecked, but Kata! The man's got just absolute spidey sense at this point. Look at this side take!
And actually might catch him with the paint shells there. Now, actually, a little bit of damage went through onto Leo, but... okay. Well, the second one, look, didn't do an awful lot of damage there. Bonkar able to get in and make use of his utility a little early on this time around. Leo actually going to swing out of Garage preemptively before the spike even went down. Bonkar, last man standing. 1v3 once again. The fault line comes through. Is perfect. Fearoth going to clean it up, but Alliance again showing a brute force execution onto C site. Yassine, unfortunately, hops up onto the step. The timing, heartbreaking to see it. That really, I mean, just left the door open for a split second, and Kata is able to punish.
Okay, we go again. Alliance on map point. They need the conversion. Timeout being called. Maybe just to discuss options, what they need to do here for either side. I almost went a bit Sean Connery there. I don't know what happened, but the thing is that if people are still new to watching FPS games like this, when it gets to OT, it almost becomes its own micro game. It goes out of what mattered in the regular rounds. It becomes such a crazed, almost different look at how the game plays out. So I do want to see how these teams continue to do this. Again, for now though, we're almost back underway here. The pressure's on Guild, right, Bok? How do they get out of this now?
I mean, we talk about overtime, and actually pace change is the biggest thing that can play to your advantage. Guild again trying to explore Garage in the early round. A different setup from Alliance. This time around, utility-wise, I keep looking to it. Hype got a number of different looks. I've been really impressed with it so far on Haven. But Guild will reset. It's just Fearoth to hold down A long this time. Does spot out a barrel there. There's a few bullets in. That's going to pull the rotation. Two members peel away from B now. Bolt line sent through sewers just to keep Guild honest for the time being. The Aldrone going to get it up actually, but a hit comes through regardless.
I'm looking at where Yassine gets to, and if he goes unchecked, he is going unchecked. He gets the first fight, but look at this Guild again, just powering on through. A 2-for-1 trade out. Cat is on the side, but he gets outdone by Draken this time. The heavy hitter's gone. Maybe this is the chance for Guild to actually get back on the board now. Spike planted, 2 to play back in. Hype and XMS. And XMS is a way off. Hype just wants in early. Gets safe and makes a touch of damage, but not that much. Looking to pop out the turret, maybe get some more information. XMS hyper aware of the potential of a lurk, but no one's actually on this. It's all 3 towards site. XMS needs to be pivotal in this already. Hype's gonna hop down, but...
He's gonna hop down and die.
Switching sides. Overtime.
Oh. Okay. Now, are production toxic enough to run the replay on that? That's the real question. I dare you. Okay, good.
All right, 1st to 17. Offering up a kindness. They're like, no, we'll...
Why is it always Haven, man? It's always Haven. Every time we're casting a Haven game.
You got plans? Not anymore. Safe.
Nah.
Walking C long, that's a freebie. It's a good bit of play, though. I actually like that. Being proactive in this as well. Very varied approach, too. We've had a couple of other players kind of playing proactively towards C-Long, but the Cypher going down there is a pretty ballsy play. But while this happens, Alliance are walking mid. Now, they should be able to take side control. Not necessarily for free. You do have Leo kind of jiggle peeking the corner. I think he's seen enough or felt enough. I'm not sure what the plan is. He's just peeled away. Maybe the timing's atrocious. Oh, he's still watching CT side. Has he seen something here or just felt that?
I think Hype spotted him because you can see the ping come through and the voice line, but Leo now resets. This is actually a really nice reset here. He might get the first. He does. XMS will fall. One creeps up towards heaven. Jumps back across. Leo got to be very careful here. And actually, the Owl drone coming up. Does that spot it? Safe can actually swing back all the way here. Leo and Safe find kills. Look, this is a fantastic round from Guild to peel away from this B site pressure. Hype, the last man standing now. All to do in a 1v4.
30 seconds left.
And now it's gotten a lot worse. And actually, no, even worse. Again, I think this one's all but over. Yeah, Leo, I want to talk about that because Leo falling away from that B site then, well, he wasn't even in B site, excuse me. He was kind of on the connector between. Sides. I don't know if he heard something, heard a step, saw something, saw just like a pixel, but the fallback hit, and still just, as I said, just that jiggle peek, just to be able to see even a pixel out of place, was perfect. He made them work so hard to get even near him.
Yeah, it was really nice. Like I said, as we were on board with Hype, I know he pinged through to A-Link there, so I'm guessing he spotted Leo, but you're absolutely right. The fact that Leo spots out the creep onto B site and resets in the way he did really was how that one swung back in Guild's favor. Once again, though, look at C site, Lauren. It's wide open for the taking. This mid push, Safe gotta find this one. He will. Shuts down Cadder. Expects the second, but maybe didn't hear the creep into window. All the meanwhile, Guild walk up. onto C site.
Safe has been phenomenal at catching these like cheeky flanks, these kind of aggressive plays where they've been doing these site hits. He did this really well before. I think he eventually lost out, but at that, I think to Lucker at that point, but he's already done his job and then some. He still needs to keep track on C-Long, but time's beginning to dwindle. Alliance now staring down the gun. This isn't looking good. Guild with that map point in the pocket, and Alliance not getting much step back here. Hype trying to work up C-Long, but there's no quick fight to be had. They're playing the site itself. Information now should start flowing, but it's Fearoth to find Leo, and here comes a hit. Bonkar's be the one to try and keep track on Long. Fearoth still doing work, but Draken on the trade, and now just Hype left alive.
Again, look towards Yassine, look towards Bonkar to be the playmakers here. We get underway, actually, straight away. See Kada throwing down that wall on A main to try and prevent a rush out. The Spike is positioned over here, and actually everybody from the side of Guild gonna lean over here. Might even see. Actually, no, they don't. Do they have the wall to counter? They do indeed. Yeah, Leo does have the wall available.
You've got to be ready with this sort of stuff because Leo does something very similar on their side as well. Now, away we go. It was Leo and Safe in their previous series on this map that had outstanding performances. Yassine showed off as well, and he might be doing it again. A little bit of a glimpse in towards heaven. They're aware of it. The sound cue gives away the potential of it. Spike to be planted open towards the front of sight. Draken falls away. This plays in. I'm pretty sure the Sage is off towards the side. Yassine with one, but the trade comes in.
Ooh.
Alliance triple down on this. Hype and Kata finding frags. Keep Guild now in their pocket. Draken and Safe. Big disadvantage, and keep in mind, Draken is still kind of walled off here. He's committed to the other side of the wall, but he is buying a bit of time, keeping their focus here. Maybe Safe is able to do something with this. Two players coming back through from screens. Finds... Oh! Found one, but the second just evaded. 22 HP on Draken, not going to get it. Alliance. Well played coming back in.
Yeah, nice cleanup there again. Draken had to play timing on that again. Has to assume they don't know he's behind the wall, but Alliance cautious in their approach on that retake nonetheless, and clean up very nicely. Like I said, the wall going down, they did lean away a little bit from A main, but the important thing to note there, didn't get too overzealous, stopping this push come through from Safe. Let's find that one kill, but again, it's just the strength in numbers here. Split into two duos, they're able to take both fights very cleanly.
Absolutely. Now, I'm trying to roll my mind back as well as to what impressed us, but it is hard to kind of compare the results in a way, as said, even if they had a strong showing against someone like FPX, and FPX do have this as a home map, it doesn't necessarily translate to having a good performance against Alliance. We're yet to see. An Alliance, it wasn't like they were sloppy in the previous map, they did make it to OT as well, so pretty close performance. Honestly, Guild happier with the result. Lucker going to get a little bit of a tag, plenty of info. Forced away now. Anyone to play in with him? It does look as though the raise is there, so Fearoth on the swing finds Yassine, and that mid control being fought for, but again, we have seen Europe predominantly kind of leaving mid relatively open, holding the kind of choke points that lead through either over by ropes or towards the back here, where Fearoth is, maybe towards the rafters as well on B site itself.
The Guild going to slow down altogether on the back of Yassine falling. Maybe anticipating a little bit of presence. A little pressure, I should say, coming out from Alliance here, but they're going to hold strong for the time being. 3 over towards B, and it's Hype and Kata to hold down A site. Again here, I mean, with these two players over towards A, bait out a little bit of presence. They want to sell this fake, because the Spike's heading up through May. I'm not sure if they're going to revert back towards ropes here, but
I have no clear towards heaven on 20 seconds. I hate this hit already from the attacking side. I really don't know what the end goal is. As said, you've got 13 seconds and you're just taking ropes. You're just hoping, what, you just get a freebie? Yeah, and now with the cage, this is all for nothing. Yeah, you're not going to get away with this sort of play. They're not going to walk into you up on pistols. They are way more reserved than this. Again, yeah, you might get a 1 kill here. That's it. They did not get anything they wanted. Guild were looking for potential picks, people to overstep, peek in. You're not going to get that against tier 1 teams. They're not going to play to your tune.
no, really. And I mean, it's difficult in that scenario. You try and force the issue. You potentially, you know, run into a 4v2 or 4v3 or whatever. But right there, just I guess waiting on that cooldown on the heal for so long in mid was what really lost them the round. Here, we're going to see Alliance carry over some of the lesser weaponry into this one, so they're going to play out With the bodies they did survive in the previous Bonkar actually down on a Bulldog. Again, that's probably because he purchased 4 flashes.
Look at this. So for the first couple of rounds, they've been pretty absent in middle.
5 of
But now,
them.
exactly, look at this response. Now, maybe Guild have already learned their lesson, so they don't really want to go for this. But they will be able to clear mid. You can see the peak. They're starting to get a little interested. There's the peak. Sees nothing. This, if they hear that utility being thrown, this should spur them on. A little bit of more pace to it and safe. Yeah, picks up the pace here. Does have to be careful in case there's anyone close by. There isn't. He's fine to move forward. This is a really good response from Guild after just hearing those sound cues towards middle to take A quickly and run the risk of potentially someone being in the corners, but they run through as a pack. They're fine. And I don't particularly mind the response from Alliance. It's a good read, but now they have to be at least well and truly prepared on this retake, which at least they get a step towards Pillar, but they need to find these players on the site.
Scene opens up after hype. The flash comes through. Actually, a big swing through elbow here. 3 kills go in favor of Alliance.
Not a safe
2
block.
in response, though. Yeah, not safe for them. They need to retake some control here. Draken going to explore elbow. Clock ticking away here. Kada will find Draken safe, 100 HP still, so he can take this fight. The res comes through. Safe going to find one.
Oh,
He
safe.
gets through.
One enemy.
I love it so
Oh,
far. He
that's
does
so
find the
good.
low HP one.
Oh, he's playing the time so perfectly. Safe is such a clutch
Beautiful.
player. There is no time at all. Expertly done by Safe, and we were singing that man's praise in the previous map, and I'm glad we get to carry that on now. The utilization of the smoke there, kind of dipping in, even with that res, not getting flustered, not feeling he had to force the issue. Played it perfectly, isolating one in that smoke, and then just doing the dance with him. There was no time for Lucker in the end. The kill, irrelevant to this, but expertly done by Safe.
Was indeed, but again, you got to look back. It's not going to matter too much again. Everybody dying, and really Bonkar, the only one that's going to have to settle for a Spectre. Alliance able to buy back into this. 5 rifles on the board for them.
Guild re-exploring mid now, and Alliance on the other side. Fearl's going to back away from this, but takes a fair bit of flak for it too. Down to 60 HP. Has to fall away, and look at this fact-finding mission from Alliance, so this is kind of interesting stuff from them.
Indeed, as the wall goes down very deep, actually, man. It's going to give them a lot of control over there. And you can see them actually reset back off that. You're seeing going to pop the trap wire. Send a little bit of information over to Alliance, and actually going to draw XMS and Kada to prioritize this ropes hold. Stacked up. I'd be surprised if they dip in here. And that's, yeah, Kada going to come down solo. Bonkar waiting. You're seeing going to try and pivot back off this pressure here. XMS going to find the first. Full flash, though. He needs to try and get away. Wow, they didn't actually follow up on that one. The paranoia sent back out to keep him in check. Also, look at this, though. Ucker tries to re-aggress through mid on the back of that. Leo is in position to punish it.
Safe, what can you do with this? Info towards CT, 24 seconds on the board. Spike en route. Uh-oh, they've lost their kind of gateway keeper towards the site itself, and now they're going to start struggling. 16 seconds. That Spike is going the long way around because they lost control, and now Screens has problems. You've already got them filtering through towards Pillar. That's 2 of them, though. Fearoth's there as well. Oh, no, they're being surrounded. XMS called upon, can't answer the call. Spike planted with 4 seconds to spare, and Hype falls to Leo in the end, so both of these teams toe-to-toe now. You've got them both back and forth.
Actually, it switched. Guild really shining, I guess, in the desperation in the last 20 seconds of that round. Able to maintain composure and break through one by one. The res did go through, so obviously 3 survived with the weapons, but Bonkar and Safe once again. We're going to have it. Obviously, on the side of Alliance, it's going to be a scrappy purchase here. A couple of buckies on the board. Expect them to just hold close contact. It look as if we've got a little bit of a B stack, but no, Fearoth actually going to head back over towards A here. Guild actually leaning Sushi and Garage way, so might try and explode. We know how often Guild like to lean onto that showstopper you've seen for an early, quick play with it.
Double stack on the entry, though. Early utility trying to force them further back. Didn't quite find Hype, though, so he's still fine there. And you've got the Bucky crossfire Loving it. Maybe feeling out the stack there, or at least a bit of pressure. And falling back towards his middle play.
Yeah, and it's just really Lucka in position to greet them. The Bucky, you can see the ping on the ground. He's set in position. He's got the lineup for it. Open for it. Full damage right click. Again, though, Guild peel away from this, I guess, on the back of not seeing anything in mid, but Hype and Kata have stayed posted. They're still ready for this explosion.
Nothing elsewhere. You've got no reason not to. You've got 2 of your players posted up towards A as well. You might as well commit towards this. Hype gonna be holding this down. Flash comes in. He's fine. He just missed the chance. Oh, Yassine's absolutely done him. Now, there's still a player amongst them. There is Kata, the imposter, waiting this out. The wall's up, though, so he can't really make anything of this. Spike now down. The post plant. This retake's horrible for Alliance. Pistols, Buckies, bits and pieces. Guild start taking control now. 5 alive. Spike down. XMS just hoping for maybe a punish here, but not gonna get it.
Yeah, and like I said, the wall just splitting them perfectly. Right, just missing Yassine, the one to throw down the bait with the double satchel, and can't reset to find a kill. Coming through from Garage. Nice round, and actually not an awful lot of investment. They still kept ultimates there. They got the Rolling Thunder, Showstopper, the Neural Theft. From the shadows, Leo gets 2 ore process back on his as well. Kind of Alliance though, they have the Showstopper of their own also. Viros solo in Mayo. I'm not sure we're going to see it this round. Again, it might have been a good shout. Again,
Yeah.
Guild leaning heavily on mid in the early round.
Guild keeping it versatile, though. Bit of a switch around. Yassine happy to lead the way. Joined by Safe. Keep that rifle in the back lines just as a closer if required. Fear of feeling the pressure. Gonna swing on it. Oh, they're just not quick enough. Oh, Yassine and Safe there on the trade. Keeping them locked down now. Lucka the only one to succeed, leaving Hype feeling pretty isolated. He does have support in CT, but now he's already dead and gone. XMS trying to avoid the body bag that his buddies have been put in. Spike going down. You can see Kata on the flank. This is not pretty by any means, and now it's just Kata trying to keep control, but there's nothing more to be seen. To play this one back in, he has no step to this.
A beautiful execution there. Again, lots thrown at this round, but Safe with the Neural Theft reveals XMS on that TP as well, so they know that they can pressure Hype. They know that they have the numbers advantage. Swing down from heaven. Oh, Kata, stop. Going to try and hold on to this Vandal. Safe actually on the hunt here. Try and close this out. But early progress shown, and Guild, I mean, you're right, it comes down to a really awkward fight there. Potentially able to shut down Yassine's Showstopper, but just couldn't close it out. Yeah.
Yeah, the pace he came in was pretty hard to handle, but again, that's kind of the pace you got to expect from these boys. Safe and Leo, as said, the 2 that I highlighted at the start of this game have been the ones posting numbers previously on this map specifically. And that's without taking into account what you're seeing Draken or Bonker can do. Keep in mind's eye towards if Draken gets that up going, if he fancies it, if Yassine starts, really finding space on that raise. It's a scary side to come up against. And 4-2 now, Alliance did get that good start. But now when the rifle round comes around again, a little bit of a problem with Hype. The money there just kind of shying away from enough to be able to get the rifle out, but maybe able to make something of what he's got. Triple stack towards Mailroom this time, and again, this kind of hot and cold work from Guild towards middle. They either have, complete commitment or they're nowhere to be seen towards it.
But again, it's just that awkward back and forth where, Guild lean one way, Alliance lean the other. It was the same thing on Haven, right, when we talked about C site. This time around, Guild playing very deep in mid. The wall actually going to go down here and maybe going to send Kata and Fearoth to rotate elsewhere. At least Fearoth for the time being. Now, 50 seconds left. Guild do re-explore mid, and they're anticipating this wall's gone down to allow that rotation to come through. We're opening that up. Gonna draw Alliance back over. They need to re-investigate here. They can't leave it open. It's just gonna be one man. XMS holding on to heaven. There's a double stack in ropes, but this hit comes through fast. Ooh, Bonkar heard that TP as well, I think.
I think so. Let's look at his
30
timing.
seconds
If they
left.
go towards heaven now, this is where it gets sketchy. That 2 play towards ropes could be a problem. Lucker's going to go try and find some info. He's found enough. Back away from that. Leave Hype to try and take the first kind of close contact on this. Flash's exchange is completely blind, but keep in mind the time, 17 seconds. Lucka now recommitting. They saw him earlier, but now he gets away with it. Look at this time, 10 seconds. The Spike's trying to dash towards the side, but you still have XMS here. And he just has to be a presence, be a nuisance, and that Spike ain't getting planted. Bonker's trying desperately to get away with this. I don't know if he can. No, he gets denied. Kata with a huge pickup, an Alliance. Stabilize when they need to.
Again, just... It's so awkward to let the clock run down like that, because as soon as obviously the hit doesn't come through on B, there's no presence in mid after Alliance. Like I said, had to re-explore that part of the map. They can almost read into the fact that there's no B hit coming. There's nothing mid, there's nothing in garage. They can preemptively rotate towards A, and they're in position to follow up on that first kill.
4-3 now. Spy gets a little upgraded for Alliance after working with a lot less in the previous. Hype still finding place to be able to get that gun looking much better. Falls away from ropes as we do see that guild attentive mid play. As we've highlighted, it is that on and off decided God knows what by, but fear off. Oh dear. He was just caught him by the heels and dragged him back, saying, oh, you're going to be held accountable for this. And that's a huge problem. You've lost your big presence on B. Yes, you have that double stack towards Heaven, but now you're feeling a little vulnerable. You've lost that confidence towards playing this closely towards mid.
Alliance, actually, yeah, they want to aggress onto this and stop this. Pressure coming through. The paranoia has to get wasted. Lucka will find a kill through the smoke there. Yassine swings back on it, but Lucka finds his second. Safe now. Actually going to open up A site. XMS tucked in elbow. But the hit comes through onto B.
Great adjustment. Really good call from Guild to lean back towards this. It is still very feasible. Keep in mind that Safe is on that lurk. When won't he be? We'll never know. But XMS seemingly aware, but this fight, they just avoid each other. And actually, Lucka finding
That's a big kill.
Yeah, that's made a bit of a problem out of this because, as we highlighted, Safe ain't close by and that spike plant is not for him. The timing's going to be interesting towards Heaven. Who gets the advantage on who? Now, I feel as though XMS, Shawley's attention would be turned. It just turned away from where Safe would be. And Luck is going to try and just pour it out towards side, but the corners aren't going to be checked. And that's where you're going to lose the round. Leo sat patiently waiting. And Guild come back in with another.
Yes, Safe miles away when that kill comes through, but unfortunately, I guess a little bit of hesitation on the side of Alliance to really force the issue onto site. There was definitely a door left open for them there. Lucka finds that kill in garage.
Thank you.
Now, actually, I mean, Alliance, look at it. A couple of sheriffs, a frenzy, and an A stack. And this is the stars have aligned, Lauren. Finally, both teams are stacked up on one side of the map, and it's the same map.
Okay, but wait, there is a problem. Yassine, he might ruin all of this. Unless they burst. Draken? Draken's just walked across this. What? Here we go. Suddenly, the problems start to mount, and there could have been a call. Hey, look, it's free over here, but no, Kata. He makes his appearance, his debut into the rounds. A 2 big pickup, and now Guild are in trouble in this. They've still got 5 players super present towards this, and I mean, you can't turn tail and run anymore. Guild needs to try and get out of there, but the spike's been swarmed. They've taken this over, and Safe, normally the man on the lurk, just gets completely dumbfounded. And Alliance, as you said, right place, right time, finally.
Yassine will collect the orb, but knife out. He's not expecting XMS to continue clearing through, and Alliance pick up a thrifty round on the back of that A site stack. I mean, at first look, Draken, like you said, manages to creep his way up towards ramp, and Kata just swings on the back of that cyber cage, I guess, and finds 2 kills. And again, now just the immediate response now is, okay, instead of 4, let's send 5 this way. Yassine does have the showstopper. He is on top of the box, so it looks as if he's going to try and double satchel in here. And Bonkar set with a flash, so looking for a quick A execute, and Alliance have leaned the complete other side.
Yeah, look at this quick response. They're trying to fly over as quick as they... Yassine, it must be nice. Finds XMS with so little info. Fearoth to try and cut between them. It's Draken's job to try and keep this ramp safe. A tricky angle to play on, but he's going to do his best. You can see how hard it is to aim like this, but he makes it look so simple. Bucky's galore. Everything's being thrown at him. He eventually does fall to Lucka. So that's a decent upgrade coming out here, but now it's just Fearoth and Lucka. both positions had already been noted, so let's see what they can do with this.
And Leo holding on to Heaven control here. It's going to be huge. It's going to create another angle for Guild to swing off. Actually, Bonkar going to find the first. Yassine swings, finds the second, and yeah, Guild like, okay, well, if 4 doesn't work, we'll send 5. And actually, Alliance just completely lean away, not anticipating Guild to re-aggress onto that A presence shown in the previous round.
So let's kind of talk about this as well, and I want to kind of put into context this scoreline makes it seem like a really close game, and technically it is, but Alliance did win the pistol, if I'm not mistaken, and converted the second, right? I think. It's hard to not have that recap on there, but I'm pretty sure.
Sure.
I should actually check on that, but I'm almost certain of it. But then since then you had that eco stack, or, you know, sheriff upgrade stack. I mean, the way that Alliance are winning these rounds are the slippery rounds, right? The ones that are hard to kind of quantify, but they win them. And there's no discrediting to how they're winning it, but it's hard to be repeating that success. Whereas I feel Guild still have the better handle on this half.
Tend to agree with that. And this time around, actually, first time Guild have followed through on this mid presence. XMS actually posted with an operator and screens, and if Guild are able to split through Heaven here, it's going to be really difficult for him to isolate a kill. Like, maybe actually going to throw this Rolling Thunder through Garage. No, thinks twice of it. Back of that boombot and sent through. So again, Guild bait off a smoke as well out of XMS, and that's pretty huge considering he's playing with that operator. And yeah, Guild will opt to go for this rope split. One player on site now as well, which is Caddy. He's all the way behind Sign, so if he can swing off XMS's contact, this could work. They could hold on to this.
That's going to help matters. XMS just watching that cross is going to make things easier, but do they expect the split? Yes. Locke loses that. Oh, but XMS just turns that up into a shotgun, looking OP more than anything. And now Guild with the res, though, back to 4, overwhelmed eventually, and that's the side take. Leo with a huge shot, and now 10 seconds left on the board. The spike plant comes in, and this one is looking, again, just completely wrapped up.
Bonkar going to send the fault line through to Heaven, but straight on the bat, there you go, does find Hype, and last man standing, Fearoth creeping out rafters right now. Bonkar going to spot it out. Breaks line of sight for the time being. Doesn't have to peek onto this, waits for his teammate to come through. Fearoth's going to find the first. Bonkar then swings and trades, and a nice execution there from Guild. Again,
last round,
the pace change, just switching up. They explore it a couple of times. They don't overcommit. This time around, Yassine and Bonkar show a little bit of presence towards Mayo, and it just makes Alliance second guess.
Yeah, and to confirm, Lothar's on the stats, and I just had a quick look as well, is that yes, Alliance picked up the pistol, converted the second, then lost 4 on the trot, and then you saw, you know, the kind of weird force buy came out that they won on, or the sheriff buy that they won on that A stack. So I still want to highlight that Guild are winning the more standard rounds in this, which kind of makes me believe this is still a very strong performance for them. And Alliance, we're seeing their money's kind of in the bin. Already got a Judge coming out, a Bulldog coming out. This ain't pretty for Alliance, but they're going to try and make it work already. Here comes the investment. This could be huge. What? Draka got hype in that, but now luckily Fearoth's still there. This nade could be big, but look at these responses, just forcing the flashes out of them. That was a huge crunch there, trying to make it towards that B lobby, but I'm still amazed that there was that one op shot that came out again. Draken with that kind of 30-degree window, just making blind flashed all over the place. Lucka plucking the head off of Yassine's shoulders. He's in trouble now, though. It's pick your poison. Decides Bonker gets that one.
Safe has actually managed to slip his way through mid as well. Yeah, he might actually catch Fearoth.
Oh god,
go on, double box.
How is no one thinking about this? There's zero thought to this. Oh, this is a freebie.
Oh my god.
This is an absolute freebie. Safe doubling down. His lurking work on its own has been admirable. Every single time. Now, XMS might get the flank on him, but look at it. They've doubled into this. Yes, wait for the shot to come in the back. It's Leo finding XMS. And I am beyond impressed by Safe once again.
Switching sides.
Really, and the timing just perfect there. He spots the boombot, so he knows that Raze is nearby. Even has the time to check Hell as well. Fearoth tries to send the showstopper into Garage to get a kill off that, but it's punished with the second. A convincing half from Guild. Again, Alliance able to squeeze a couple out, but
well, they've stabilized enough to give him a shot in this half, but they also need... with two teams that are even enough on caliber, they do need this pistol round, I feel, because 4 rounds, again, is... Guild are basically... Well, Guild are 2 away from double digits, and at that point, unforced and forced error conversation comes in. So I feel as though Alliance do need this pistol, so we need to watch this very attentively. This is not going to be an easy one either. So, Alliance, it's on you to try and turn the tail here. Guild showing their presence towards middle, that'll be Leo, and towards mailroom, and this 3-2 split, kind of mid with the 3-2 towards A.
Let's see. Cautious on both sides here. Guild not really flexing out anywhere for some early information. Lions now finally, with 60 seconds left on the clock, gonna
Camera taken out.
explore garage. They've opts not to swing onto that. Yeah, actually conscious of the possibility of a second, but Fearoth gonna find an opening on A. Yassine will fall, and the spike is over this side, so possibly an opportunity created here, but gonna send the paint shells out. That will drag Leo across here. They're going to hit the rotate here. It's going to be about 30 seconds left on the clock, but if they can stabilize, might get themselves 4v2, potentially 5v2 on B site. So, eyes onto Draken and Safe to hold this down.
Draken pressure now coming your way. Classic to hand, light armor as well. Spots the first, doesn't get a clean shot, goes back in on the second on a deeper angle, but no. 13 seconds, Safe dips into the smoke, finds some safety. 10 seconds now, Alliance putting up numbers. It's all on Bonkar, and he's pretty much a mile away. Alliance, they needed that, and they get it in style. 5 alive, flawless, spike planted. You could not ask for anything better.
Again, just immediately pivoting off that kill onto Yassine, anticipating the Guild are going to send one more over just to strengthen their hold on A site. Again, the paranoia from Draken was perfect, but I think Safe is a little closer. They can double swing onto that, but Draken's not in any scenario swinging onto potentially a 1v4. When he doesn't find the first, it's really difficult to then get a look back in.
Now it's the matter of keeping things clean. We have to keep our eyes just dedicated towards Alliance in this. Guild, it's that upset potential. They've gone for the 5-play stack. Don't mind it. Didn't mind it when Alliance did it. It worked for them. But looks like Alliance are aware of this. There's not been as much subtlety here, but it looks like the ult orb has been collected, so a lot invested for that just in this round.
Alliance actually stay poised for Guild to push through, but now they try and reset a little bit. Bonkar makes his way all the way back over towards Mail. Actually, Alliance are going to re-explore this. I don't know if they've caught a sound cue there. The scene going to get hard cleared behind Flower. Hype finds the second and the third. Arming some of these eco frags. The flash comes through. Everybody blind, but Fearoth will close it out. Another flawless round, and that's what you want to see on your round 2 conversion, is making sure everybody stays up so you can get this full bonus round. I don't even think anybody had to reinvest in armor there.
No, I don't think so either. This is perfect. This is the exact path that Alliance needs to walk, and Hype going to be feeling himself after that. Just a nice little swing. Yes, they're eco frags, but you feel good about them. And it's a discussion we still have to this day, even in Counter-Strike games, that certain players will respond to those confidence builders. They get going early, just start feeling out the game, get that hot hand going. They're feeling good. Now, this is where the danger begins, though. Guild on 8, they do get the buy here. They get to come in on that better buy, and Alliance looking for that bonus round. Now, Alliance, if they convert this, we are laughing. However, Guild could potentially get to 9 here. XMS isolated towards middle, but slipping through towards ropes.
And pretty much, I mean, you can call it undetected. The trap wire there, obviously, so I don't know if he pushes any further through that. Spike will reset back over towards A main here, once again for Alliance. Draken at the top of ramp. He's ready for the peak to come through, and actually, going to make use of distance here, but actually whiffs on the first. No TP, he can't get away from that either. They're going to try and punish this.
No.
Once actually slipped all the way up. I'm not sure how Bonkar's let that happen.
Same. I'm a little baffled at this. It's only baiting if you don't clutch, and I guess it's baiting because you've just let too many players get through. Whether the call was made or not, it doesn't matter. You're down to a 4v2. Spike planted. Guild looking shaken here. Alliance digging in. Yassine gets it eventually, but it ain't pretty.
Out of charges.
And down to 20 HP now. He's got to heal away from that a little bit. Hype going to get healed up, but all three members of Alliance here trying to hold on. That was, for a second there, I thought, yeah, that must be Lucka. That must be Lucka running around the other side of that smoke, but...
Nope. Quite surprising.
And I'm not sure as well. Draken, whether he didn't have the paranoia and he didn't have the TP or what, but if you're going to play on the right side of ramp there, once you're back into that corner, I mean, especially with a breach and a rage, you can easily get flushed out. So it was a little weird to see him positioned there with not a, you know, a plan B, a contingency to get out of that spot. I mean, I like the fact that he's holding an active angle on A main there. It's unfortunate not to get the first, but I mean, strange to see him on the buy round. Just, I don't want to say lacking some crucial utility, but in that scenario, absolutely, right?
Yeah, the sustain that you get with Omen is that you can sometimes dip out of dodge, right? Like, that's the ability that comes with it, but I didn't take note of it, so I'm not 100% sure, but Alliance not going to kind of overdo this. It's keep it simple, it looks like. Hit that site, and so far it's working. Hype towards Draken and Guild look kind of blitzed in this, maybe a little stunned at the boldness coming out from the newly appointed attacking side.
And once again, they find this kill and they hit the rotate. They're going to try and reset once again. Bonkar preemptively rotating over towards B. He's the only man there, so I don't want to see him overcommit. Have Leo by his side now. Lions playing this perfectly. Again, they've got Guild guessing. They're rotating all over the place. They've really got control of mid. Or A main. Actually, once again, Alliance will swing back towards A site. Spike making it that way. And Kada tucked all the way deep. He's going to have
30 seconds left.
amount of information. Fearoth actually trying to sell a little bit of a fake, but nobody from Guild biting just yet.
No, Yassine could maybe do some damage if he had a better rifle, and yeah, this is it so far. It's down to Safe to clutch this out. He's going to isolate one, expects the walkthrough on the cage. No one's there just yet. Flash comes in, turns it, gets another. 10 seconds now. Oh, Safe!
Spike down.
Keeping this round. Safe for now. Fearoth can't do anything. Back away. Safe saves the day.
Really, really well played. And yeah, rightfully so. Safe is the GOAT. You're right, Fearoth. A lovely play from him. Got the same spray, actually. That's cute. That's cute.
That is cute.
What a play. And again, I think as well, just on the readjust there, Lucka maybe doesn't catch this audio cue that is crossed towards elbow because he flashes back sign and tries to hard clear that, but
Spike down.
again, a little bit of distance between Lucka and XMS. They can't double swing to clear. Safe punishes them for it.
9-7, game back on. Maybe a kick up the butt from Safe to the rest of them to get a grip on this, because Alliance are running this so far. Their attacking side's been spot on, but Safe again. Unrelenting in this game. He has approached this with style, but now he's being pressured. His vision removed, but he has support coming in. He's not alone this time. But how long can he last here? He's got so many troubles around him. You're seeing on the off angle, but he can't do too much. XMS beats him to the punch. The site is Alliance's, but not completely safe. Look who's lurking. It is safe around this corner.
Ooh. Did read that. Actually went for the spam through the smoke there. Got to reset. And this dark cover is going to drop pretty soon. It gives Guild a way to fight back into this. Alliance happy to sit and let this play out for the time being. Actually, in the meantime, all three members of Guild got over here, so I'm not sure actually if that plays to their advantage or not.
Yeah, this is going to get a little bit curious. Safe's been found, Luck has got him off guard. And now the 3v2 begins. Bonkar and Draken trying to put up the numbers, but it's just down to Bonkar now in a 1v2. But look at the HP. Kata is low, 7. Lucka, 30.
No heal either.
0 heal left. And Bonkar
30
looking to...
seconds left.
pushing forward on this. This is so dangerous. He wants maybe a clean fight on one, which I guess he gets here, rather than playing it risky and hoping he just lands a shot on Lucka. Now health coming back through for Kata, but he's not going to expect the deeper angle. Nice work from Lucka.
And Kata just perfect distance with the barrel poking out there and keeps him hyper focused on that angle. And crept up on another. Actually, the heal reset did come through on cooldown there for Canada, so I guess
Eventually,
I guess that's why they were playing that a little slow there. Just held that crossfire onto default. Really well played. And actually, Lions swinging it back in their favor. A 1-round deficit now, and Guild. 2 Buckies, a Bulldog, a Frenzy. Could be Alliance tying things up here on Split.
It certainly could be. They are showing the performance that would indicate, as you said, with this purchase coming in, seems pretty much bang on the money. And credit to Alliance for showing such resilience, considering they were very much under the gun. Safe wants the info, goes for a little bit of a peek, gets it, gets himself a deeper angle, but you gotta be careful of that barrel. Well, cheeky, but wards them away for now. But this is a slow build. Mostly focused towards middle again. They're not afraid to show that they're on these Buckies, trying to bait them in potentially, but to what end?
Let's see. Yeah, Phil playing distance there, safe.
For you.
Goes for another dip. Bucky Bonko actually playing deep on screens, and he's the man with the Bulldog, so... Elsewhere, everybody else trying to play very close contact with their weapons. Alliance, again, reset. Again, the mid-round calls from Alliance have been fantastic. The way they're just swinging one way or the other, that paranoia is bang on the money. Going to give them full access to Mail here. Just one man left to defend. You're seeing with a Bucky. What can you do? Not an awful lot. XMS immediately removes him. Guild now have to fight their way back onto B site.
Oh yeah, they are... I don't say done for, but I after XMS's work keeping those 2 back, there was none of that kind of pinch maybe they wanted towards mid. Good ability to isolate height there as well. A little bit of pressure mounting, but that should be alleviated soon. Maybe not. Draken finds Fear off, and maybe there's still a little bit of life in them here, but no. XMS puts his foot down, leaving it in this 1v3 for Draken.
Let's see. Was crept up on from behind in that smoke, but unfortunately they're not really to get that kill onto XMS. I mean, if he can flash it out, he nearly caught him on the smoke, but XMS able to pull his Vandal out just in time, and Alliance tie things up. Both teams back on good purchase. Guild, I was actually going to say Guild with all 5 ultimates on 9. Alliance, all 5 ultimates on 9 as well. So expect a bloodbath, really, if the first blood comes through and anything gets chucked at this round to try and convert it.
9-9. Again, these two just seemingly inseparable. Even after that great first half from Guild, we're seeing Alliance showing they're just as diligent at this as XMS going to start building towards B.
Okay.
Boombot goes in, Fear off with the jump peak. There's a little bit of utility out of the defensive side.
Again, it's this split. They're trying to get some attention in Garage here, and Draken actually going to back away. He does have his ultimate, so he can hit the rotate here. The Showstopper actually invested on B, and actually, you can see straight away, XMS going to hit the rotate onto A site, and it's drawn them away. Guild have left A site wide open. Just one player up in heaven. That's safe, and he's going to fall.
Alliance are running rings around Guild right now. Spike to be planted. 4 players locked in towards heaven. And Hype's eyes are trained on that too. Christine's gonna try and break back through, but this... Oh, that could be good! He gets 1 for it. I almost thought maybe a second could come in, but no. Kata's still alive, but the wall now looking worse for wear. But a 4v3 and the Spike now ticking. Bonkar safe, and Leo need a miracle to get this one going.
You need to find a kill now. Safe will shut down Lucker here. XMS trades back on though, but just one man left. It's XMS. He's going to try and TP out. The Rolling Thunder sent onto site. Leo will catch him before he escapes. Guild will stabilize. Take a look, 6 ultimates invested in that one.
Just a few.
I love that though. The fake they sold on B, the Showstopper comes soon. He throws the paranoia through as well. Now that's important because it's 2 different players noted. And that immediately you could see it was. I'm pretty sure it was Leo and Bonkar. You know, it was Leo at least. Straight away though, Guild hit that rotate and they left one man in heaven. It wasn't even a site player. Now you could argue potentially if we can stay alive, it's not so bad because they give up site. They have a clean retake, but the fact that safe is then found. Real shame Alliance couldn't convert that one because it was a lovely fake.
It really was. Now, hidden away in the corner. Very patiently will be Draken.
Oh,
That's
no.
not good. That's really not good. Makes it out there, but they forced him away. Good protocols being hit by Alliance to not get caught up by any of the cheese that wants to be brought out, but this is now a 3-play stack towards this side of the map.
Yeah, I guess actually anticipating that based on the fact that this time around Draken wasn't jump spotting behind default, so love the awareness there. Guild going to throw the wall down on Mail. He's going to sit behind it for the time being. Alliance again bouncing back and forth. Time look to regroup inside Garage. Now, no aftershock. Draken's pretty much returned to the same spot, this time playing ground level behind that box.
38. Oh, Leo just got a freebie. That's a problem towards Lucker, but still going to try and commit to this. But this utility's really hindering their progress. They're kind of stuck with 2 players. And Leo's just doubled down. That's his third this round. And that's a spike lost. Yassine catches hype on the lurk. You're not going to get away with it here. And now Kata's sadly so behind this. He can't do much. Got caught off before. Nice try to do some damage, but Leo, what a round.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. As soon as the first comes through, and again, you know, the way tagging works in Valor, they can't charge through that smoke when they're getting tagged up.
Oh, and they line up.
Oh, no.
Spike down.
I mean, the first was a freebie. The second and the third, you could say the same. Really, really unfortunate to lose 2 inside the smoke there, but now, got to take a look. I mean, Guild on 11 rounds. What's the economy like? Lucker on 6,800. He can drop 1 out.
Fearoth might need it, unless he doesn't have ult, so...
I mean, XMS no armor. He's going to Spectre, it looks like, potentially, but...
Pharaoh?
Yeah, this is not pretty. Guild on the brink of hitting map point. Kada, 2,700. Is he going to opt to play light armor, maybe drop out an extra rifle? I'm not sure. We'll have to take a look, but it doesn't look like it initially. They're going to have a scrappy purchase next round. It looks like they're going to try and carry some... No, they do drop out. I was going to say they might try and carry some of these credits through to get a better buy if Guild hit 12.
They're going all in, it looks like. But all right, here we go. This is an elimination match. Keep in mind, we weren't really hitting that narrative because it looked like Alliance were on the build back. But Guild have awoken. They found the answer to some of those B hits, some of those woes that were coming in, even the A to an extent. But Alliance still have the opportunity here. The pause, of course, now continuing game now live. This mid-walk comes in. You know what it's going to be. Just that crunch towards heaven. Already, though, there's a player towards us. The good flash comes in. That's
no.
Lucker gets away with his life somehow. I do not understand how he did that. He was blind as anything. Yassine can't hit the shot. Lucker again powering forward, and Draken's position's noted. He can't get away with it anymore. No surprises, but maybe, just maybe, Draken can get away with murder. 2 kills out of nowhere, and suddenly there's still a chance. It's a slim one, but Leo and Safe out of all the players. If there's anyone who could do it, it would be them.
Leo's got the res as well. They can reset, get this res on stairs and bring it to a 3v3 if they want to go for this. You're going to see them. They're actively clearing.
Here we go.
Kill this space. Onkar still got 2 flashes, the aftershock, and obviously the fault line. XMS. This could be huge. Yeah. Oh my god, they read it. They anticipate the pressure coming back in onto the...
He didn't step. He didn't make any noise. They did it,
No
but they
way.
didn't check on it. And Cat has dealt with it all, and XMS finally
my
makes his
God.
appearance. They did it out of the consideration of it potentially being a problem, but XMS was there. He did not panic. He did not falter. He held his nerve.
When the fault line came through that, I thought they were going to double swing. And it would have been just fantastic presence of mind to clear that and anticipate the pressure coming back into that revive in heaven, but Alliance cling on. Actually, well, no, it's actually just 1 Spectre. I thought it might actually be 2 SMGs on the side of Guild here, but in terms of momentum, I mean, Alliance win this out. They're going to be on the brink of a few more ultimates once again. With the round score where it's at, it's a worrying prospect.
Of all the players, Bonkar, the one a little lighter equipped than most, could be receiving the first port of contact, but no one around. You can see the information game sign played by Safe as well. He's trying to look towards that B lobby, spots nothing. XMS seems ready for contact. Bonkar's there, but no one else is spotting this yet. XMS, when is go time for him? Gonna set the play towards heaven. No, decides against it. Just a dry swing towards CT.
3 members of Guild, though, to hold this down. And actually, Alliance just brute force their way into heaven. Flash spam comes through. Will slow it down initially, but Guild have managed to secure these 3 members on site right now. And you're seeing it swing out from defensive spawn. Bonkar responds as well. That's 3 kills, 4 kills in favor of Guild. The last man stand actually going to fall to the paint shells. Lucka. Wow.
Match point.
Well, swing back. Yassine playing so deep from spawn, finds that first kill, and it's a domino effect.
Spike down A.
Just picks them apart one by one.
One enemy remaining.
I was a little nervous after Bonker. The flash that got put through, there's only so many places he could have done it, but he dropped down towards the lower side and found that clean fight, which it's put them on match point. This is not just map point, this is match point, and this is an elimination game. Here, of course, in the European portion of Masters, and the buy, well, it's back in for Alliance. It's time to put it up. Last chance to dance for them. Whatever they've got to bring it out now, otherwise this one is done and Guild go forward.
Rolling Thunder and the revive on the board for Alliance. Initially, actually going to get a lot of mid control. Safe actually slips away through ropes, but there's no trap wire here, so he's got to keep his eye on it. Alliance actually stacking up towards Mail here. Rolling Thunder going to get sent through heaven, and that's going to be the green light for them.
Here we go, time to try and make it land, try and stick this. Already going to show a little bit of presence. Spike is on the way. The 2-play coming through from lobby is going to get met by Omen Utility. Going to deny that timing. Leo's found one, but Hype on the trade. There's still a chance of this in Hype. The pressure mounts, but Draken stays alive, and that's all he wants to do. Stay alive, buy time, but he goes down. Fearoth pries him out of position. And now the 3v2 for survival. Alliance need to stick this. Bonkar wants to deny it. Don't think he can in time. Will it cost the player his life?
Oh, he does.
Yes! And now a 2v2. Spike is down, though. Safe and Bonker on the play back in. That's the ultimate for Fearoth. Just going to blind send it. Does not find a target. And now Promstar and the Mountain, they're looking nervous. They're looking scared. Fearoth, though, on the adjust. Good approach. Good work from Fearoth.
Alliance cling on, and I'm worried. Really, actually, take a look at the economy afterwards, but what a fantastic round from Alliance there. Again, not investing the showstopper before the spike goes down, making sure that you can make best use of it, and Guild have to respect it. They have to back away and give that space. Yeah, it's not actually as bad as I thought. Yassine's going to be down on the Spectre, but he does have the showstopper. But you're absolutely right. Look at this, a heavy lead.
My God.
Yassine going to try and make a play with the showstopper. He comes through, only finds one.
Oh, the net!
No way!
The pain shell could be huge. The damage on the back of that. Look at them. They are left in tatters. Fearoth lower, XMS lower, Lucka lower. Everyone now looking worse for wear. And Kata heals himself out of this as well. He's like, sorry, boys, I need this right now.
The res.
Okay, res comes back up. They are back to 5. Yassine, he got all the info, but to what extent? It was so early, they could have split anywhere now.
In some other reality, Yassine gets 3 kills off the back of that. That was actually crazy. The paint shells landed perfectly, and they were still blind from the paranoia. Again, probably going to wait out the cooldown on this heal from Kata. The Fearoth, XMS, and Lucka taking a lot of damage after that push coming through. Guild now 4v5. Nothing else on the board in terms of ultimates, and Alliance now will creep back towards A. That heal did come through. Bonkar spots it.
30 seconds.
Still 3 players for Guild over by B site.
No one's moving. How much faith do they have in Bonkar to do this? Him fighting Hype is great, but he still needs to find more value for this. That smoke is actually keeping him so safe. Finds a fight towards ramp, but the blind comes in at the right time for Lucka. And now Spike towards the site, and now a 4v3. Safe, Draken and Leo, or it's OT again. XMS in a dirty angle, though. It's Draken to find Lucka. He was expected to watch that, and XMS almost gave it away there. A free pick brings us back to a 3v3. The next layer of this attack. How do they pry these players out of here? No one's in heaven. It's 2 towards Pillar and then XMS in this cheeky little spot. They're trying to get a little proactive towards CT side. Draken knows there's a player here. He definitely saw them. But time. They've got to get moving. They want the superior angle on the kill towards XMS. But timing. is everything. They've got to get going right about now. There's the trade. Safe gets one. Now the 2v2, but timing. They've got to get moving. You can see the desperation. But Alliance hold true and make it to OT.
I can see the thought process there, but it took so long for the rest of Guild to make their way through Heaven to try and clear him out. Look at this. This was so close. The Breathe Flash and the Paranoia perfectly placed. Heartbreaking to see a play like that not find more value. And back to overtime we go. The full reset comes through. And if Haven's anything to go by, it's going to be another back and forth, Lauren.
I don't doubt it. I mean, Guild need to remind themselves how they went on this mad run initially, and Alliance was struggling for answers, and then flipped the switch. Alliance looked like they had every answer. They never looked particularly fazed by this, but at 12-12, of course they were. So, all tied up. We're in OT. It's 2 for the win. Guild starting out on the attack, and Alliance on the defensive side.
Again, here, this is on the back of the homework they did in the first half of their attack. They come through, anticipating this setup, but this time a much heavier lean on this mid presence. They drop through, and they're going to give the audio cues away now. This is going to keep Alliance attention for the time being. They pop the trap wire, they reset, the wall goes down on stairs. Actually going to swing right the way back on towards B site.
Okay, here comes the crunch. Alliance wait patiently, but Fearoth wants in. Really good initiative to just try and take that fight proactively. Does find Safe, and now prepares for the rest, trying to define the site as he wishes. Alliance are holding this for now. Guild are getting no success.
That's beautiful.
Brilliant work, just keeping them at arm's length. Hype wants some action over on the Cypher, and he's showing off as well. This certainly isn't just a safe show, as now Leo, the last man alive, yes, he'll get one, but the rest are going to tumble on top of him. Just the bodies put into play, and Alliance pick up the first here in OT.
Switching
Really,
sides.
really nice work. Again, I love the approach from Guild there. Take full mid control again, try and bait out that rotation, but Alliance wise to it. They hold strong, and actually it's the 3-man stack over to B that they keep in position. That's really the winning recipe for them. Fearoth perfectly timed aggression into B garage and isolates a kill. And that's the problem. I mean, when you try and split through and the emphasis is on mid, not garage, I mean, you find that one kill. As long as they maintain B main control, it makes it so much more difficult for Guild to get a look in.
So again, potential fight towards ramp to begin with. This play from Hype's pretty dangerous. He's very alone. And actually wins it. Alliance feeling themselves right now. Hype there, even spotting out a second. This is big information being garnered. Now, what do you do with this? Do you continue forward, try and pinch through ropes? Or try and bide your time and punish maybe an over-rotation?
No more charges left.
So they will continue as normal for Alliance. They're going to hit another rotation back over towards, and they're going to leave Fearoth in position lurking, trying to bait Guild in. But, I mean, he doesn't need to do anything because Guild right now are set up with 3 on B. They're fully committing to this A retake. They have one member, it's Bonko, and he's playing all the way back deep in Heaven.
Yeah,
He needs to stay alive here.
As much as he needs to, I don't know if he can. Fearoth being where he was as well is just, wait, okay, Bonko's gotten away with murder. Just straight up daylight robbery on that kill. Fearoth completely unawares. And they've got to know there's a player down here. Safe should get the... Ooh, no, maybe not. Hype's outdone him on that one. How on earth has that happened?
I don't know. Hype actually going to run all the way away into B Heaven, but meanwhile, hit comes through. No way. Hype could actually flank through back through spawn. We'll have to keep our eye on that for the time being. You see now, paint shells into hell. Clean XMS out. The aftershock going to pause it for the time being, but Gil going to force the issue.
Hype, here it is. There's that flank in motion, but they've lost the players on the site, and now Hype needs to win this 1v2. Make it just one now. Hype's played this so well.
The plant's not for him.
You're right, and Leo's on it. He's going to get this to halfway. He's going to have to push this one. Oh, he's made him go off it. Just the jump peak's enough. He's done so well, Hype. And now the swing. Wait, Leo! There's no time. Alliance. Oh, actually, that's a good point. I don't mind the idea of a more aggressive Kata, considering how well he's been playing when he's been kind of involved in these fights. It looks like Alliance do want to go for a little bit of early map control, or at least kind of hint towards it if they do decide to work towards this kind of, you know, the A main. But as it stands, the attacking side are walking middle.
It's a 1-3-1 right now. Draken actually going to drift away from A lobby and join his teammates in mid. Actually, Aldrone going to be sent up. Sure, not sure if the alarm bot was noted there. Didn't see a ping on the map, but yeah, Bonka will note out Kada's position. And in the meanwhile, actually, an immediate pivot through market here, going to break the door. Fearoth and XMS have it all to do on B if they'll decide to go there. But actually, no, they're going to hit the rotate here. Careful, the alarm bot will give it up, and Kada now having to run back and forth like a yo-yo between the sites. Still 3 members of Alliance here ready to hold on to this push.
Yeah, there is. Nice little play up short, though. I like this. Really committed to taking that back. After drawing the rotations away, you'll imagine they are stuck around tree or short. And the wrap towards heaven's really nice. Now, Luck is going to be just sweating bullets at this point. Fights his way out. One problem, the call wasn't made quick enough, but safe on the swing will keep this somewhat favorable and an ambitious shot from height.
Spike planted.
But comes to a 3v3 nonetheless, and Alliance stuck behind that door for the time being. Safe down on 29 HP. Looks like they're going to prioritize just playing a couple of crossfire angles behind Dice and in between Hell. So you're trading out Paranoid. That's going to slow things down. Draken finds Hype. That's a huge kill.
Yeah, that's massive. Good work from XMS to bully his way through on the site. Now the player in Hell looking a little open. Fearoth! Oh, the tags came through and none of it came to anything in the end. Yes, a little bit of damage towards Draken, but 2 still stand, and the plant continues to tick as Guild will pick up the first there. And the one thing I like about that is kind of pulling rotations towards B will generally, once you lean back towards A, mean that they get left around the back of kind of short, you know, towards the back of tree, almost towards heaven. I love the fact that they went for that pressure there. They took the fight
for sure.
Very nicely considered.
And again, it's showing the awareness that they're going to be mid-rotation, right? And they draw one towards B and then expect to catch one more outside tree or potentially coming back to heaven. So beautiful play from Guild. Around going to look to pressure into B. Boombot going to spot out XMS in the corner there. Yassine going to close him out with a nade. Just a matter of time. Shut that one down. Elsewhere, Draken will fall to the Sheriff of Kada. That's all the way from market. Actually, that's a banger of a shot. That was all the way deep in market.
What do they do with this, right? So they've shown a little towards B, right? Okay, back away from this. Now, longer flank, all the way back around, maybe feeling a little unsafe, don't have full control on short, don't have all the information as to what could be spotted, so decide to go the longer route around, lean towards this A take, but there is that Killjoy utility, so, or at least Killjoy is there, and I'm waiting to see how much this gets done. There it is, turret now goes, it gives away at least some presence, but the orb might kind of give them a full sense of security, but you're at 45 seconds, you've got to expect the hit, and there's 4 players here now.
And Bonka, I mean, if there's Aldrone there, it's only going to... Oh, it does actually spot the second. They don't deal with it at all. It's... Both players will be spotted here. Hype. I'll still find the kill onto Leo, but numbers advantage still in favor of Guild. We're going to swing through. Kills come through thick and fast. Seen down to 32 HP. Safe tagged up a little bit, but Fearoth himself only got 33.
Revealing area.
Play back onto this there. Yeah, I mean, if you can get Yassine down first, it's definitely doable because Safe's only on 1 headshot. There you go. Speaking of headshot, Safe finds one of his own.
Yeah. Guild come out with 2 decent rounds, but keep in mind that was a sheriffs in bits and pieces, and they took down 3. That's going to force this buy to be pretty shoddy and kind of, I guess, stunt the economy growth coming in for Guild. Whereas, obviously, Alliance get their full buy this round, so the buffer that could have potentially been there with Guild has been removed, and you can look at the option they're left with. Again, I'm looking at Leo, Draken, and Yassine as to what they really go for this round.
Yeah, well, I mean, Yassine's going to make a play for this ult orb on A. That's a given. They're going to try and get it, but actually, Alliance making a play to potentially contest this. Dark going to keep them at bay for the time being. Conscious of the possibility somebody made it into wine there. I love this. I love this from Alliance. They're going to flash through. They're going to prevent him from getting it.
Kada needs help here.
Oh no, the team flash. He still finds the kill. How on earth did he get that one? The team flash
I do.
fires blindly into the cubby.
Trying to play back in towards shorts, pretty bold at this point. Draken, wait, how did Draken get that? Hold on, this is now becoming a little bit scrappy. We've got a 3v3 out of nowhere. Now, HP at least for Alliance is serviceable. Guild having to kind of pick up the pieces now. A little bit of a weird round, but they've done their damage towards short.
Enemy tag.
Yeah, Leo got another 15 seconds or so on that heal. I think they're going to wait out, try and get safe back up to a manageable level. Oh, XMS just caught him, though. It's not going to matter. To tip the balance back in Alliance's favor once more. Guild now forced
30 seconds
to
left.
hit the rotate. I mean, if they can get there quick, they're going to find this 2v1 onto XMS. There's still a chance they can salvage.
The pace, though, they're leaving so much to chance.
I mean, one kill and XMS basically shuts the round down here because
Exactly.
you can already see Laka drifting towards Market Door.
This is way too late. I mean, you can do that. It doesn't matter. You've got 7 seconds. Bongar's 17 HP. Spikes will be planted, but he's left it way too late in the day. A little bit of a fumble, I feel, from Guild. Their initial plan got thwarted, of course. You know, it doesn't help that XMS found one for free through middle. But even then, just trying to, as I said, they're playing these kind of percentages that they can't define. It's going to be a problem when you leave it this late. And this has been a slow game between both of these sides. This has been very extended, very late in the round hits. This is pretty much the style, apparently, that's coming out now.
We talked about it on Split, right? There's Alliance bouncing back and forth, and Guild doing sort of the same thing, to be honest. And it's on the back of when they're either side shows early round pressure, both teams very, very quick to back away. And you see maybe anticipating a little bit of pressure towards A main on Alliance's side. But actually, it's on the other side of the map. Alliance going to swing through Zalda, and Kada does come out. He will find value. Safe will fall. That's a big kill again. Lots of information, and straight away you can see Fearoth hits the rotate.
Yeah, you can see that even utility coming out as well. I think that was just thrown down from XMS to try and support towards that A side, as they know they're going to be under pressure, but he can't quite leave just yet. Reyna's on the way, though. It's about staying alive, trying to bide that time as Guild do make their approach. Already 2 of them make it towards side, 2 still over by main. They haven't quite been able to cross that spike over yet, which is still something they have to manage, which they've done now.
Showstopper and a Hunter's Fury for Guild in the post plant here. They can get a kill. They can bring it back to a 4v4. Laka actually going to send the aftershock in. That's actually going to clear him out of hell.
Nowhere to run.
Hunter's Fury actually gets popped from hell. Bonkar going to find one. Oh my god, Draken and Bonkar both find kills.
Standing.
Yeah, and now it's a 1v2 with Leo still alive. Spike's still ticking. I'm gonna bait him out here. He's got the glimpse on the first. He should be kept secured by Fearoth, but Leo looking for his opportunity to strike. He can't do it. Fearoth just kept his cool. XMS had full faith.
Good stuff there. Again, tricky to try and convert that Hunter's Fury from hell, but I mean, initially he did find a kill. Straight away, I mean, there was the green light. They were playing off that numbers advantage, and they found the trades they needed to break back in on that retake. And now Guild back onto their pistols. Frenzy, a Stinger. Potentially thinking about it. Nope. On Frenzies. But not stacked up. They're not going to try and hit somewhere together. And this was something we saw on Split, right? On their save round, they just kind of wandered round for a minute and a half.
Okay. 3-2 split. This looks like a pacier piece towards A. Honestly, the way they're approaching this should be quick. Hype's now going to be under pressure. Vision now hindered. And see XMS
This is huge.
trying to play into this. The timing... Was Draken blind when he hit that? It looked somewhat close to. Anyway, Yassine just gets the drive-by on Cat. It can't follow up, though. An Alliance, they are left with 3, but better equipped, but at a player disadvantage, and the spike to be planted.
And this is crucial here. Safe, actually, all the way deep in A main.
You should run.
They're going to trade out lockdowns here. And Safes has actually got the timing advantage. You can see the defender's already running out. Gonna tick down. Maybe gonna... Yeah, we'll detain 3, but the attackers, they can hold strong now. And actually, with the timing there, I think they can sit strong. Yeah, they're going to be able to stay on side. But look at this. Hype and Fearoth both find kills. Safe will respond. Bonkar's got to find a kill here. A 2v2. He will find the first. Laka will trade it out now, but Safe stuck with a Frenzy deep in main. He can stick it.
Oh my god, Lucka! Big brain gets the defuse.
I mean, if the plant is open there, just a slight adjustment.
Yep. I mean, him coming off it to face that, knowing that the opposition would have to push because they simply can't see it, that was their only option, was a really considered thought. Rather than just sticking it and hoping it would have made it there in time, that's a really well considered bit of play, but 3-2, still a close game on our hands. Look at the performance so far.
Not too much to read into,
No,
it's
it's pretty even across the board. Like, I'd always like to see more from Leo, because when Leo plays well, it's incredible, but that's fine. Can't really blame him for not having a insta start in this. He's on the attacking side, so, you know, as Sage, it's not quite what I expect to be seeing, but Alliance, that was a little bit misplaced aggression there. The utility not quite supplementing enough of this hit that was coming through. Now, the mid to late game, though, could still be a different scenario. Laka still gets value as he dies to the paint shells coming out, and Guild just destroy Alliance.
I mean, we saw this on Haven, teams kind of swinging back and forth, and, you know, both teams being able to find a gap in the defense and kind of, you know, playing in terms of setup away from each other. But throughout Split, we saw a number of times there was stacks towards the same side and a heavy lean on attack and a bit of a bloodbath. This time around, it's the first time really, I mean, other than Alliance on Haven showing a lot of mid presence to try and fight for that. And actually, due to how that previous round went, Alliance going to sit above 2,000 credits, but only pistols into this one.
Let's see if any of these rounds can be clean, or if we ever get a string of rounds between these two, because it feels like neither of them want to let anything potentially go. It was 2 at the start for Guild, 2 come back for Alliance. This, as I said, back and forth affair. Now, Lucka wants a little look of information, sadly gets a little bit too much. And Leo takes him down pretty easily. So far, so good. Yes, they've been trying to make some plays. They are only on sheriffs and bits and pieces. I'm never going to mind if you try something a little bit fruity when it comes to these rounds. However, garner nothing for it and a very patient approach from Guild.
There you go. As soon as that first player shows himself, they can kind of assume the state of the purchase on the other side. If actually creeping, he might actually catch this peek onto Hype. Ooh, well, no, actually, yeah, Hype gonna swing on it.
It just,
Is it necessary?
it just happened, right? Like, I didn't see that.
30 seconds left.
Okay, well, here we go. 26 seconds. Fearoth and XMS. Watching as they cross over, and Yassine's gonna try and get himself propped up. This is still not great. I'm not loving it, but it should be a round win. There we go. Finally, as they try and slightly progress further, they do meet their maker and Leo waiting on the other side. And would you like to review what just happened there?
I thought the round was over. We're in the post round there. For a little celebratory dance.
Oh, it's a dance.
The type of dance we shall not name, yes.
Hmm.
One of those.
One of those. Okay, 4-3. Let's see if there's a string of rounds coming out. Now, we do have the buyback in for Alliance, so this time around. So, substantially better equipped and potential aggression over towards A, and this could be the downfall of Yassine, who's been trying to get that control early. Here we go, the play back in after the initial foray. It's scattered to push further. They checked for him, but he's made it out of dodge successfully. That's a fair amount of utility invested early on.
The aftershock for good measure also. Elsewhere, Guild holds strong. They don't overextend on B to counterbalance that pressure. He's safe as well. His turret set up just outside tiles. He's been holding on to that. They're going to push through here with the Owl drone. Regain control of A main. The Alliance actually swing back on the triple stack through tree. Spike going to actually hit the rotate though. Now, one gap that Alliance left open a number of times in that defuse series was Fearoth being the solo man on B. This time around, see the adjustment. XMS posted up with him. Looks like we're going to get a B split here, Lauren.
Yeah, he gets his information towards middle, but not main, so can see already a bit of a call for support here. Fearoth is just going to try and push damage down, pump that DPS, but there's still further problems. 20 seconds on the hit, though. This is a late in the day hit, and I don't love it because they can't clear successfully or cleanly, and the rotations aren't that far off. XMS just surviving at the back of sight. I'm not in love with this new, slower approach coming out with just limited progress across the board. I don't know how to dissuade people from doing it. I understand why you do it, but at this point, you're unable to clear so much of the site. You're leaving so much to chance. It's not working out as well as you'd imagine.
No, I mean, it took them so long to reset after that pressure that Alliance showed on A main.
Yep.
And again, yeah, I like the fact that they don't try and counterbalance and push into B. And also, I mean, Alliance don't try and pinch both extremities. But it just took Guild forever to make their minds up. This time around, a lot more decisive. Fearoth does have the Hunter's Fury here. They throw one out, tries to get a tag, then will destroy the lockdown. Keep your eye on Draken on the minimap though. Look where he's managed to slip himself into.
They just need to hold until he gets there as well. Shows his hand, interestingly, towards mid. But Heaven's got to be aware. Hello? Okay, there it is. There's the check coming out. I was a little nervous that Fearoth wasn't keeping track of that, but he definitely was. Cat is still alive, and Fearoth in the perfect supporting position, showing just enough to keep that attention drilled towards Heaven. Whereas Cat gets that freedom to play towards the site.
Nice.
Perfect work there. Even with that flank, it was well handled.
Leo's got the res though, so if he can find this kill into Fearoth, he can potentially get it, but hopping up. Fearoth just checks it. The right moment. 5-4 and Alliance holding strong. Usually, I mean, Guild obviously a lot more reps on this in terms of stats wise, but this readjustment here, especially around Caddy, you know, there's a couple of executions we're seeing here on the defensive side of Alliance that we didn't see on the other maps, I'll be honest, other than Haven. It's looking really good for them.
Again, another damn close map between these two. In review, 2 at the start for Guild, 3 on the trot then for Alliance, 2 again by Guild. These swings and roundabouts are just trashing the economy of each other's side. They are just super fragile at this point. Bonka trying to be the instigator here. Clear out short for them. No one actually is there. They're playing super deep towards the side itself.
Alarm bot down.
Dude, Hype has that lockdown as well, but him being committed on site, gotta try and stay alive here. Draken will try and swing onto him. Showstopper gets sent through. Kada will shut down your scene, can't follow up on that one. Safe falls. Brings it to a 2v4 now. Like that, a 1v4. Leo, Vandal in hand, finds one. Kada quick with the trade though. Nothing to highlight from that one at all, Lauren, right?
Nope.
Nope.
We move on. It's fine. 4-6. Tactical timeout coming in, potentially here. This game has been back and forth, and honestly, it feels like 2 games just executing their own plan. I don't feel like it's... maybe that's wrong. I do feel there have been adaptations from either side, but both have just kind of continued in their general plan. At least on the attack for Guild, it feels like to me. Considering they did start off, you know, picking up that pistol, kind of running with what they wanted. I feel like Alliance have been more consistent on this side.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult really to pick out who's looked better in this slow pace. Both Alliance and Guild trying to take the game in that direction, but either of them really looking comfortable doing so. I'd say really, I mean, that leans more towards Alliance on the defensive side, to be honest, because they can sit back, they can wait for these late hits to come through.
Yeah, you've got a good point. And I like this switch up from Kada here, already looking for a new opportunity over towards B. We saw that kind of aggressive play towards a couple of rounds ago, and that's when you saw them kind of, you know, having to filter back to a very late hit towards B that didn't really work out for Guild. However, following the Aldro now, there's actually a lot of presence following off the back of that. They are walking mid, so Might have received enough information to stay present because of that mid-connector, but Draken's right there.
Now, the big difference there, the door usually being closed on B, and that time left open. Fearoth, I guess, gets caught out just peeling back towards the switch. Actually, I'm looking at it now. The alarm bot going to give away this information, but Alliance leave A site open. Hype does have the lockdown, so I guess they're happy to give this up considering it's a 4v5 for them. XMS actually going to swing out prematurely and find a kill. Look at this, the double lurk through mid.
It's all good and well as long as you're winning on the site, which they're not. And now they have Hype, and they're banking on Hype to do a lot here, but that's under the assumption that they're going to exit the way they want. The times...
Well, the nade did clear out.
No, and I've got to say, okay, so here we go. This is how much. Let's see how much it does. 3 players detained.
Oh my god.
Okay, that could have been much worse, but actually Hype's going to make the most of this. Incredibly well placed at this point, and somehow they get away with that.
Okay. I mean, that's how you win a 3v5 with a lockdown. The double lurk through mid, and Kada making his way all the way back into A lobby. Catches the one that's not going to be detained.
Very fortunate. And I've got to say, a little bit of a lackluster approach from Guild then. I mean,
I guess they were fully expecting that nade to clear out the lockdown because there's no scenario 3 people should ever be detained off that lockdown.
Yeah, full faith. I don't know what happened to that nade then at that point. I didn't quite catch it, but even then, putting the entire round's balance on the back of hoping that you get one nade to work, I don't know. I'm not in love with the idea.
I know Jonas is in chat cringing as soon as that catches up. You know it.
Of course.
Gonna be DMing Bonka.
What are you doing? It's not how he talks at all. 4 to 7. And this just looks like a pretty standard A piece, I'm gonna be honest, but look at the flank from Reyna again. These flanks are coming out.
He's so deep already.
Yeah, being at this point is mad already. Reyna's, there you go. Kata finally finds Draken, and Hype's just trying to play to stay alive because now the paranoia is building from simply being in this position. And now they've TP'd over here because they're expecting them to disengage away from A. Incredibly well read. Look at this. Kata can just start flexing on us. They have no idea Omen's here as well. Now they know, but it's too late to do anything about it. Alliance, great adjustment on that. The double down, but Reyna making that much room, that much progress, was the absolute MVP of that round.
Beautiful stuff. I mean, Kada got there so quickly. And again, it just so happens, you know, both teams playing into each other's hands, leaving that gap open. Kada finds it and absolutely converts it.
I love the double down. Honestly, XMS joining Kada over there was great because you're expecting the Guild will have to deal with Kada, right? Like, that's as simple as it is. You can't ignore him anymore in that position. So him taking that TP last round, why not do it, invest into it? Boom, straight there in support. Big fan.
Really, if they can keep finding these gaps, I mean, Lions potentially momentum-wise can run away from this.
Yeah, 4 to 8. Now, Alliance, I said, I think the rounds that they won were pretty solid in this. I always try and put the pistol kind of in its own category. It will probably garner you too, but then going on is, you know, it's not as valuable as the gun rounds that are, you know, obviously way more common. And an AP is coming out. I want to see what Safe does with this. He dies, is what Safe does with this. Hype just walks on in, breaks down the door. Yassine's now feeling a little lonely, a little overcooked on this. Yassine tries to back away. He does take Kada with him, takes a boatload of damage, but now it is a 2v4. Leo's still doing some work though, so Alliance aren't out of the woods just yet.
Yeah, Lucka down to 36 HP. I think they're going to try and be a little, or considering being proactive. They actually isolate the one that's low HP. Lucka will fall here. No way.
This guy is just ballsy the way he plays. Fearoth now left in the 1v2. Suddenly on the other side of things, one on the side. He doesn't know where the other is. Leo's down below, but Leo playing it so well. Leo with an impeccable pistol round.
Massive round. The fact that the wall comes down and it just splits off the one of them that's lower HP, but wow, what a recovery. I mean, initially it was Yassine staying alive for that long, lasting through all that spam in tree.
Placing sentry.
That's a big round for Guild. But the stops on the momentum of Alliance. Alliance not going to buy anything back into this one, and rightfully so. I mean, do still have a little bit of a lead.
Bomb grenade out.
Guild stacked with 3 up here, and they did just take a little peek out towards B main as well. So they're going to retrieve this orb, and I think throw the wall down as well. So going to give them a little bit of control and the opportunity to flex out elsewhere on the map. You can see Bonkart be relaying this information. It's only one member over on the other side of the map for Alliance. It's Lucka, so it's going to be difficult for him to really bait anything out.
One minute left. Here we go. That's first contact, but that is Spike noted, and Safe's in the perfect spot, just flexing on that Bulldog. Now, keep in mind, this is just a couple of upgraded pistols. It's nothing crazy. Lucka, sadly, it's going to be a tricky sitch to get that Spike back, as Safe will be waiting, and Safe shuts it down. Very well played, very well considered. Guild keeping Alliance at arm's length, just not letting threats build, nothing being easily found from that.
Spike down A. One enemy remaining.
Let's see now if again, the one thing for me, especially when you're behind, you're coming into the second half here, like Guild, I want to see them be proactive. I liked what they did with B main last round. Looks like they're in a position to do the same thing again. Alliance this time around, 2 members over there. I see it's going to be the lead. You're seen with the fadeaway, right click. You both love and hate to see it.
Just takes your breath away a bit, you know, leaves you winded. XMS wants in, but trying to play this best he can off the back of it. All orb has been collected. Draken waiting to be the reactionary player here if required, and it is time to go on this. They double swing it. That's really well done. But
What?
they line up for Hype, and he somehow beats them. Theoretically perfect from Guild, but in reality, somehow Hype
got the
outdoes
lockdown.
them. And you're right, Lockdown is ready to go if required. Spike to be planted as well. Quick reactions from Alliance here.
They're going to push out here. They're going to try and isolate these fights on site. They know there's one away from it. Hype now stuck in hell. Needs some help from his teammate. XMS finally going to show his hand, but Yassine picks up his 3rd on the round, and Guild stabilized. They stop the bleeding. We'll bring it back to 1 round, and Alliance, I think, going to be back on a funky buy here if they do choose to invest back in. And Guild only keeping 2 alive. We'll have to keep an eye out to see if they can afford the rifles.
Looks like we have a little bit of a technical here, so...
Yeah. I mean, I was talking to Banks after the series the other night. He was saying they do feel more comfortable here on Ascent. I did talk about, you know, that gap that was left open on B site on the defensive half that they had. It seems as if that was addressed. But initially, Lions not getting a look in, at least in first few rounds here. And yeah, as I said, there'll be a Sheriff. Well, actually, yeah, Sheriff's across the board thrown into this one for Alliance. You're seen and safe. Have the Showstopper and the Lockdown available should they need it, but Guild should look to convert this one pretty flawlessly.
Should. You've seen
Quick-
stranger things.
Oh, the jump spot perfect there, but you're seen still. I'm not expecting that, but Leo, on the other hand,
Leo's
respond
so
with 2 of his own.
Oh, luckily Bonkar is there quickly. He was in all kinds of trouble, though, comes out of that just at the right
Nice.
time. As I said, a world where that could have gone wrong is Leo didn't have so much value to it, and you could see the trouble that could have brewed towards that B site, but it didn't happen in the end. Guild do keep 3 alive. It's not perfect, but they'll take it, and they'll take being 8-8.
Yeah, clawed this one back at 4 on the bounce to start this half off. I'm not sure if Bonkar did even spot the cross to market there on that jump spot, because it seemed like you're seeing again, maybe just a lapse of concentration, but wasn't ready for that initial peak to come as soon as it did. Bonkar and Draken, the only 2 without their ultimates for Guild now, and on the side of Alliance, Hype still has that lockdown. We know we got it early on. The Rolling Thunder online for Lucka now. Close to the Empress and the Hunter's Fury as well. So whether or not they make a play for either of the orbs here, it doesn't look like they want to go for the A orb. The alarm bot outside A lobby makes me think Potentially is going to be a short split or a mid play. Eldone's going to cross over.
They're walking mid again.
Yeah.
I guess
they found a gap.
Yeah, after the pick on Druck, and they're exploiting this again, and safe.
This is huge.
Safe, this could be massive. You don't
He's got the
necessarily
lockdown.
expect it. Okay, let's see what Safe does now. He's been noted, but he was flash. Lucker looked like he was blind there. Now they're locked on the site, quite literally. Lockdown invested, at least for one side. Safe wants in, and Fast spams away, denies it. Big pick up from Safe. He knows better. Puts his own down, and now suddenly there's problems aplenty. Alliance are feeling so much pressure. They've got problems on every front. They have to fight this out, otherwise they're just going to die. Locked down on the site, and Alliance are doing just that. They've taken the right fights until then. Safe now left in the 1v1, but Kata made it out alive. And now Kata trying to play this back in. Halfway's achieved, gets off it, looks for the fight, and Kata's won it!
That is huge. He goes hunting for the kill, gets to the dismiss, basically negating the lockdown altogether, but dismisses all the way into spawn, then actually gets line of sight. How Fearoth found a kill in the mix there as well. That was insane from Alliance to put themselves back in that position. I mean, actually, I thought Safe was potentially just going to use the lockdown in B main. He has the possibility of using the attacker's lockdown, right? The attacker's lineup to completely box off site. At that point, they can hold on to spawn and basically box them in.
These two teams just feel inseparable at this point. Every time I feel like, oh, Guild's got a grip on it. No, absolutely not. You'll have an individual make a mad play and Alliance are right back into it, but it's a mad play towards A this time, popping the ultimate. Fearoth's the one to try and get this one started already. I'm pretty sure that's a tag coming through. Don't actually see if it connected properly, but I think Draken's a little lower than he'd like. But it's XMS to find your scene, but the trade comes through as Bonkar now leaning towards the side, gets a spam on the tag, can't find the player, and now the res comes out. It will be Guild. Back up to 5, ready for this retake.
Oh, the flash. The flash was perfect there. Kata quickly traded out, though. Alliance need to find another. Don't have the numbers advantage to ping. Or they can't spam it through just in time.
It's number disadvantage, though. It's going to haunt them. They're down to 2 now. Hype has to deliver, or so does Lucker. One of them and gets no success on Lucker's front now. Hype tries to play this cool, calm, and collected. He gets checked on. He can't do any more than that. Guild answer right back again. These two just will not relent.
There's nothing to separate these two teams right now, and some of these are coming down to the wire. It's back and forth. I love the pace change from Alliance there. Quick hit coming through. Unfortunately, Guild stabilize. Again, the revive being what tips it back in their favor. Again, though, they're playing from behind. I love the fact that they go for that aggression onto Heaven. The flash was perfect. Unfortunately, I think it was Draken that wasn't caught with that flash. He's able to trade it out. Yeah, it's not good at all for Alliance here.
This is probably double digits for Guild at the very least, unless they pull off some mad round. And hey, look, they very well could, but hard to make it work, especially on that attacking side. If you're on the defending side, maybe a cheeky stack here or there, but trying to give away no information. Bonkar doesn't find much out of that, and they can kind of retake that space now towards B, maybe get a couple of seconds of lacking that consideration. It looks like Bonkar's still on it, though, with that nice little shoulder peek. Saw enough, pings it out, falls away, and expects the push. And they're going to explode on this. They've caught him as well. It's down to Yassine, who's put himself in a precarious spot himself, but beautiful movement gets him out of dodge, and he's actually committed back into this. Oh, he's just taking the world tour around B. No worries for him. Yassine now tries to play it cool on the site as support's on the way, but that mid lurk could work out, but no. Spike now lost. The mid lurk from Hype feels all but irrelevant as the double digits get achieved by Guild.
Great round from Yassine. Fantastic movement to escape that. Again, the paranoia catches him, goes round the world, and pops the showstopper onto lane here. I love it. Actually gets the nade reset off this kill as well, which gives him another couple of seconds, or at least just buys a few more seconds for that pressure to come in. One of his teammates. It's actually Leo that pinches through spawn and finds Fearoth on the switch. Again,
I've got to say,
momentum building here. Go on, sorry.
No. It just wouldn't have been as impressive if they weren't at the player advantage on that site here. That initial shot that came through did enough damage that B was under a genuine threat. Now, a little bit of a different approach. They're going to post up Draken here, but this mid take's coming in, so already You're going to see Guild have to consider that mid presence coming out. You can already see Bonka kind of leaning back that way. Alliance exploring short, though, over towards Tree. Get a bit of contact, but not too much information. But you can still just leave Draken posted on this jump spot from the back by defensive side. I like these rotations from Guild. They're in a decent position now.
Well, look, as you can see, it's actually Draken with the operator posted up on B main. Spike actually made his way back over towards A, but as I say that, Hype going to fall away. Maybe not liking what they've seen here. The wall broken in mid. Going to be another fast mid piece here. The door is closed. But Draken's going to maintain mid. No, he might catch the bomb here.
That could have been big. Bonka's just not making as much as I imagined. He finally gets Lucker. That's not bad, but they succeeded towards Draken on the site, so they have access. And Alliance can try and build those walls around the site to secure it as best they can. Spike goes down, and now the 3v3 retake's going to start to begin. I'm wondering where that first step comes from. Kata is sitting very aggressively. Did he see anyone towards connected then? I'm not sure if he saw Safe on the other side. It stands, though. They're waiting for that first chance to present itself.
And actually, Hype going to take contact. Draw the focus away from Fearoth, allowing to play logs a little longer. It looks like they're still aware of the possibilities tucked in. But now Alliance with the numbers advantage, they can wait for Guild to have to force their way into this. Is he going to try and swing out here? Leo finds one. Still time on this. They've got to find this kill now, but yeah, tick it away.
One enemy remaining.
There you go, Hype and Fearoth. Gonna lock this one down. But potentially they were gonna force in off that first kill, but it's gonna play for the exits. 10-10 here, all tied up. I think that's the that's the story of this series.
Now, hold on, did they both die in that spike explosion?
They did.
Did they misread where the spike was planted? They tried to hide in that corner again that you can get away with. Interesting. Because again, I'm seeing someone on a Bulldog buying down to 0. That's XMS. I'm seeing Fearoth down to 0 as well. But a 10-10, the buffer, you want a little bit of it, but hey, look, at this point, it's so close between these two.
You make an interesting point, because potentially they lose this out and there's nothing left in the bank. Guild go to 11, and then it's like, well, do we buy and hold them on 11, or do we play for overtime yet again?
Yeah. That, as I said, that's where it can get a little sketchy in my mind, is if it backfires and they've slightly misread where they could have saved that. I don't know if they could have even saved anywhere else, but it looks like the lockdown's invested no matter which way you cut this. And see if that can be taken down at this point. Lear goes in and the site takes underway.
But Hello Swarm to clear out that corner of heaven as well. I can actually get it. Oh, I thought he did actually commit to it there, and he was up on the box, so he potentially had an angle in. Safe actually, in the meanwhile, he's going to catch all this information. Do they hard check this? Oh my god. Safe goes unchecked.
No.
The trigger discipline's perfect. He's going to convert 2. Hype will trade it out. That's a big win for Guild.
Yeah, it is, and Alliance will be kicking themselves on that one as well. Draken just loves it, thrives under the pressure. 3 back-to-back, and Alliance now will be just
sweating,
clutching at straws. Yeah, let's look at the money, because here's the thing. They could have potentially had 2 rifles saved over, so they could have maybe had a little bit more coming into this one at one point. However, it being as clean as it was, they have nothing in this round.
No, I mean, not even capable of getting a decent buy out of that to force in here. You can see Fearoth invest in a little bit of utility, but they got to play for overtime here. They have to. This is the point. It's like, yeah, you can't even, I mean, 2 players can't even light armor Spectre. So absolutely.
Just bare minimum stuff here.
Safe saved the lockdown as well. I mean, on the side of Alliance, we have From the Shadows and the Empress, but I mean, in this round, they're not playmakers.
No.
Maybe Kata can find a weapon and pop that, maybe swing it back in their favor, but these aren't playmaking ults.
No, they're not, you know, eco-investing sort of ults that you can try and, you know, switcheroo stuff on. So I wait with bated breath as Alliance now. This is them under pressure here, because their economy is in the garbage right now. If they can do some damage, get some guns away, maybe, obviously they want to win the round. That's a no-brainer, but they're looking at bare minimums here to try and deny it. But this will be at least match point going to Guild. At least.
Again, Guild find control of B main, so if actually going to come across, the wall goes down. Now they can prioritize holding on to mid. You can see now Leo and Yassine poised for anybody to show their face through market. Alliance won't even know this wall's here, so by the time they get here, it's gonna run the clock down.
Yep.
They have to wait for it to expire. If they destroy it, obviously, Guild are gonna know what's up.
This is going to just eat away at them.
Yeah.
There's no easy way to do this. You've got 50 seconds. That's how you're feeling. That's how you're feeling right now. It's like, all right, what am I meant to do? Okay, it's going to be go time pretty soon. There it goes. Gives away nothing, so that's not terrible.
I mean, Bonkar's kind of wise to it now. You can see him considering the rotation. He's jump spotting right now, but
30 seconds
Here
left.
we go. Let's see what you can do with this Guild. Backs to the wall, though. They're allowing him to get onto the side. XMS making some room. And suddenly we might have a moment on our hands here. Leo's playing for survival, though. Doesn't want to die, but target-rich environment gives him a chance. It's not much, though. XMS unable to retrieve any weapons. Spike not really able to be planted here, and you can see the sheer numbers against him. To even get this to a feasible range was respectable, but it's 12 on the board now. It's going to have to need something incredible from Alliance if they want to try and draw this one back now.
I mean, they've got to dig deep. The only benefit being here, they've got a couple of ultimates online. They're going to throw everything at this, but Fearoth, I mean, on the full armor, he can't even afford a rifle. So whether or not he's going to swap that out, take the light armor. Here we go. Alliance playing for their lives to keep this alive.
Okay, Alliance, how bad do you want this? Let's have a little look. Let's see what you've got left in store for us here. However, Guild, remember what happened last time? They got given these big chances, you know, the match point, map point, all of this stuff. And they went aggressive, and they're daring to do it again. That mid play, very curious, but look at the instantaneous response from Alliance. Head towards A, boys. We've got this one still. Away on the other side, TP comes out, and they are on towards the side. Draken, though, there's a name we haven't said in a while with that up coming out. It's Leo, it's Draken, and it's a shutdown. Alliance are down to 2 after all of this. They're left with Fearoth and Kata to do something. Ultimate's there for both of them, but they have the entirety of Guild staring them down.
Scanning ahead.
But they still have the Hunter's Fury at their disposal, so potentially able to get one kill, but this is a lot to ask of these two players now, Lauren.
Oh, and Kata's gone down. It's all on Fearoth. And there it goes. Draken to close. Guild pick it up, and Alliance are eliminated.